mean, this is just... I feel like crying. Hopefully this is not a bad indicator of where we're heading today as Manchester United fans. I feel like crying. I've been set up for so long. I've been set up on this stream for so long. And I've been ready to go live for about 15 minutes. And it's decided to just piss about. I finally got it live. I'm just going to try and move past it. But it's a good job I've not been live for the last 10 minutes because... this is the most set up. I always rush. I don't know about you. I'm having events, but I need it. I always rush. I'm always rushing to go live for a watch along. Today, I've had like quite a chill day. I've been, taking time, testing things out, and then I go live. It won't bloody work. Anyway, it's working now. I'm not always late for a watch along, Terp, at all. So you're a fucking idiot. I'm not always late for a watch along, so you're completely wrong. I'm late for lots of other shows, but I'm never normally late for a watch along. Anyway, let's get into it. We're starting now. I tell you what, I'm highly frustrated and the game's not kicked off, so could be in for an interesting one here. Manchester United's team news is out. I've not seen it. De Gea, Martinez. Oh, I hate it when they do the numbers. Why do they do the numbers in order? Just give us the bloody formation. Number 1, De Gea. Number 6, Martinez. Number 8, Bruno. He ain't playing fucking centre-back, is he? Just give us the fucking team in the right order. So, Wan-Bissaka's playing, Shaw's playing, Martinez is playing, Varane is playing. So, I presume that's the back 4. McTominay is playing, Bruno is playing, Eriksen's playing, Antony's playing, Weghorst is playing, and Rashford's playing. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah. Look, I back the manager. That's my answer. I'm a bit like a politician here. I back the manager. I back the manager. I back the manager. That's all I'm going to say. I back the manager. I have massive concerns about that team. Bloody hell. I'm stunned by it, to be honest. Manager knows what he's doing, though. Back the manager. Back the manager. That's what we're here to do. Fred's on the bench. Okay, I'm very, very surprised by that midfield of Eriksen, Bruno and McTominay. There's literally no physicality there. And I suppose McTominay gives you a little bit, but... Jesus me. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that. But look, I have total faith in the manager, so he deserves that right. And as I say, after 90 minutes, we can assess it. My concern is... that McTominay starts and Fred doesn't. It's a confusing one. And I've forgotten to put the tweet out, of course. So I'm going to get it up on the screen for you. I need to have some Sneak in a minute. I need a bit of energy anyway, but... we are sponsored by Sneak, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. Links in the description, or you can scan that QR code next to me. Get a starter pack where you get 9 different flavours sent to your door with a bottle, which I'll show you here. But look, I'll talk about that in a little bit more. Let's pray McSauce turns up. I'm literally scared, says Sulai. Fred man-marking Odegaard, Martinez, CDM, says Manchester. Well, I think that's what we wanted. I mean, I'll be honest, I think the Martinez one was a fan theory. But I'm stunned Fred's not playing. Having played so well against Man City, you're basically dropping Fred. You can't pick Casemiro against the best team in England away from home to play McTominay and Eriksen. And Eriksen's not been that good recently. And McTominay hasn't been good for 3 months. I mean, McTominay hasn't had a good game since September. He was crap on the tour in the World Cup when we went to Spain. And he's hardly played since. So throwing him into a game like this, it's massive confidence in him. We're going to get our boots smoked, man, and it won't even be Ten Hag's fault. I blame the board for not backing the manager and bringing in the depth, says Stuart. McTominay masterclass incoming. Casemiro has been teaching him all league. It'll almost be as if he's controlling them with a PlayStation controller. I hope so, Joshua. Scooby-Doo instead of Fred after the Fred masterclass against De Bruyne. A bit disappointed. What a form off from Casemiro to Scotty, says Kevin. And McTominay over Fred. I don't even know if I like that, but have to back the manager, says Ivan. Yeah, you 100%. You can have an opinion on the team. We can all have an opinion on the team, but I am surprised. Look, the issue I have with it, if you can call it an issue, because as I say, the manager's earned the right to pick the team that he wants to pick, and he's been proven right so many times, hasn't he? The issue I have with it is simply what I just said there. It's the It's the fact that there's the Arsenal team on the screen for you, by the way. It's the fact that McTominay just hasn't been playing much recently either. I can't remember the last time he played well, and I can't really remember the last time he was being picked. Maybe Fred's got a knock. I don't know. We played Eriksen and McTominay against Manchester City, and we got absolutely battered in the first half an hour. I'm worried about that United side because I don't think Weghorst is very good. I mean, I hope he's going to be good, but I don't think he's actually that good. I think he's average, and I don't think he's not the outball, is he? I mean, he's got no pace. And when I say I don't think he's very good, I'm not saying he's not going to score goals for us, but in a game like this, I don't think he's a very good option. You need an outball. Weghorst is a good player when you're at home and you're playing Fulham, and you're going to have 70% possession. When you're away to Arsenal and you might have 30% possession or 40% possession, you need an outball. And Weghorst is not an outball. He's a hold-up ball. I would have played a different front three. I'd have played Garnacho off the right and put Rashford down the middle, to be honest. But wingers are going to be important in this game. I am worried. I am worried. I mean, Arsenal are hot favourites, so that doesn't surprise me. But I believe Fred will be a great super sub to bring on for McTominay or Eriksen in the 60th minute, don't you think, says Patrick? But it's whether the game's over by then, Patrick. A super sub's great, I agree. Fred can bring some energy in, but you've got to be in the game. We've got to stay in the game. Should we look for a draw or go for a win? And what should be our strategy if we go for a win? What's your view, Mark, says Nermal? Well, I mean, I look at that United side that we've picked, and I don't see how we're going for a win. I think we're going to have to, be organised like we were against Man City and try and catch them on the break like we were against Man City. McTominay is dreadful at taking the ball off the back four and feeding the attack, so you've got to expect that. And Weghorst isn't particularly quick, so I think we'll have to go down the flanks a lot, aren't we? Defensively, we're quite strong. De Gea, Varane, Luke Shaw, Martinez and Wan-Bissaka. Defensively, we're strong. That's our strength today. I can only assume that he wants to utilise Fred's energy in the second half. This has got to be McTominay's defining moment. If he wants a career at United, he's got to perform, says Charlie. I'm gutted McTominay starting. I don't rate the lad. I hope he has a really good game, but I don't rate him in a game like that. There's nothing wrong with admitting how you feel. I'm gutted he's starting. He doesn't fill me with any confidence. I don't believe he's a player that can play at this level. On the other hand, I really hope he can prove me wrong, but he's proved me right countless times. I just don't think he's particularly good. And I think, as I said before, going from Casemiro to McTominay is like going to work in your suit or going to work naked. And I think we are exposed with McTominay in that team. But, he could have tried something different. He could have put Fred in the midfield. He could have put Martinez in the midfield. He obviously feels that McTominay and Eriksen are the best choice. You've got to trust the manager. I think he's fantastic. So, I'll trust the manager on it. But I'm worried about it, I must admit. Wouldn't have even minded Shaw at left centre-back with Malacia left back and Martinez as 6. Midfield doesn't look balanced enough, but we will have to see what Erik Ten Hag's plan is, says Will. I think the worry with McTominay is as well, he'll get booked very, very quickly as well. Maybe Weghorst is a long ball outlet if they press as high, says Amada. Yeah, but he's got no pace. Scooby-Doo, more lives than a cat, says Alligator. Let's go United. I was the guy from Chelsea and Liverpool game with the 2K on 24K on a draw. It was the only thing that made that dreadful game interesting. I've gone Man United win, Rashford to score. Well, I hope you're right, Nav. I really hope you're right. Well done with your bet yesterday. Are you happy with the lineup, says Mikael Roach? Well, I'd throw that back to everybody. Are you happy with the lineup? Give me your thoughts. Mark, against Arsenal early in the season, Ronaldo came on and Rashford moved to the left and they played a high line, says Sam. And it's my birthday today, Mark, says Gary. Well, happy birthday to you, Gary. Am I happy with the lineup? I'm not unhappy with the lineup. Because to be unhappy with the lineup would be to be unloyal to a manager that deserves our... Well, I feel he deserves my loyalty and yours. So I trust the manager. I have concerns. I'm not ranting and raving like I maybe did under Solskjaer sometime or Mourinho or Van Gaal. I wouldn't go so far as to say I disagree with the lineup. It's just not the lineup I would like to have seen. I'm absolutely... My major concerns are Weghorst and McTominay. I think they are two major weaknesses in our team. But last week, Malacia was the supposed weakness, and he had a great game. So look, McTominay is capable of having a good game. I don't know whether he's capable of having a good game at the Etihad or the Emirates or Anfield. I don't really think there's anything in McTominay that can make him have a good game against that level of opposition. But he is capable of having a decent game, and hopefully he will do. And let's not forget, Ten Hag trains these players. So there you go. I was listening to, what's his name on Twitter, the Ajax fan. Oh, what's his name? I should know. Somebody in the chat will let me know. Anyway, he was saying that Ten Hag did use Martinez as a CDM at Ajax, but said after one game that he didn't really like using him there because he's not got the energy for it. So he's never been a CDM for Man United, Martinez. So and he still isn't. But Fred, I'm very surprised that Fred's not playing. I mean, it's sort of contradictory that I think we just assumed that Fred would start this game. But it's sort of contradictory for us, isn't it? Because we all said that Fred would be essential against Manchester City in the week leading up to the Man City game. Everybody said Fred's got to play in that. Nobody said it this week because we just assumed that he would play. And lo and behold, he's not in the team. And I think that shocked a lot of people because I would say again, Fred is absolutely essential in a game like this. You know, you're up against Partey, Xhaka and Odegaard. They're energetic, they're quick, they're going to press. And we've got Eriksen, who's not... I mean, Eriksen does not suit this game, I've got to say. People are going about McTominay. Eriksen does not suit this game in the midfield too. He is not physical, he is not fast, and he is not combative. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised Fred's not playing. Now, there might be an injury, I don't know, but not playing Fred is probably the biggest thing that shocked me. Because, yeah, I think Weghorst could be a weakness. I think McTominay could be an obvious weakness. But, yeah, I'm very surprised about Fred. People are moaning like we actually have options. Says Dan, the manager has no choice but to pick the team with the resources we have. There are no other options, says Dan. Well, there are. We've just spoken about them. But, yeah, there's not loads of options. And I think you've got to back the manager. Thanks to the Glazers, there was no optimal lineup today. Whoever Ten Hag picked, we would have been lacking somewhere because he hasn't got the squad, says McElvis. Sorry, Mark, but you're going to get battered today by 3-0, says AS2 Skills, Saka, Martinelli and Odegaard. And not the best team in my opinion, but trust in Ten Hag. I would have had Fred and Garnacho playing, Rashi at striker and Weghorst on the bench, says Nathan Brown. I agree with Nathan on that. Mark, I booked my table at Salt Bay to celebrate our win. Mikhail, don't let us down, says Zayn Miasi. And also keep those comments coming in. Let us know what you think about the team. Thanks to the... So look, yeah, I think logically I'd like to have seen Rashford playing down the middle, and I'd like to have seen Garnacho on the wing. I'd also like to have seen Fred in the midfield somehow. But you know what? Maybe he's worried a bit about height. You know, because when you think about it, Varane's probably the only player that's got any height in that team. Casemiro comes out of the team, you play Fred, he's small, Eriksen's small, Bruno's not very good in the air. You put Rashford down the middle, you've got no height. Maybe Weghorst and McTominay are in the team for height because Xhaka's quite good in the air. Obviously, Saliba, Gabriel are good in the air. Maybe that's what he's looking at. Smith Rowe and Trossard to come on as subs, says Misham. Thank you very much for that. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. I'm just going to have a very quick glance at something I haven't had a glance yet, which is the Arsenal lineup. I presume I know it. I presume I could tell it you without even having to look, but I'm interested in their bench as well. Yeah, Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, and Nketiah and Martinelli. And then on the bench, they've got Tierney, Smith Rowe, Holding, Tomiyasu, Trossard, Vieira, Lokonga, Marquinhos and Turner. So our bench, as I think I've mentioned it already, Lindelof, Maguire, Malacia, Fred, Pellistri, Elanga, Garnacho and Mainu with Heaton on the bench. I mean, you look at that bench, really there's no attacking options at all. Elanga is a kid, Garnacho is a kid, Mainu is a kid, Pellistri is a kid. And we know that Garnacho's done well off the bench, but our bench options, again, for the second game in a row, are not good enough for a Premier League side in the top four. And that is no disrespect to the youngsters. If we didn't have them, what would we have? But for Ten Hag to have to look behind him in a game like this, like he did against Crystal Palace, and just be picking youth players, it's a pitiful state of affairs and with our attacking options. And we've only got Sancho and Martial to come back. It's not like we haven't got a massive injury record. We've just got Martial, who's injured all the bloody time. I mean, and how long's Martial going to be out injured for? Thoughts on another good Ahmad performance as JT? Leave him in Sunderland. I do not want to see Ahmad back at Manchester United. I think he's doing a great thing at Sunderland, and I would keep him there without a shadow of a doubt. Arsenal are missing more players, says Mark. I don't know whether Arsenal are missing more players, but they've certainly got a better squad if they are. I mean, yeah. The thing is, I'm quite relaxed because I said this when I was on TalkSport last night, and I've said it to you lot on the preview. If this wasn't Ten Hag in charge, I'd be very confident we're going to get beat. And look, Lee's just said this has got a loss written all over it. I'm scared. To be honest, I think it had a loss written all over it the minute Martial and Casemiro were out. I just don't think we can afford to lose players like that because we can't be hypocrites. I mean, we can all be positive, and I think you have to be positive, but we can also not be hypocrites. We can't say we need players and then you lose your striker and your best player in Casemiro, and then it's like, we'll be fine. I mean, the only reason I have any confidence in this game, and I've said it for the last few days, is because of Erik Ten Hag. What he's done this season is pull out, tactical tweaks here and there that have been remarkable. And I think if Ten Hag wasn't in charge, I wouldn't give as much chance at all. But he is in charge, and I'm intrigued to see what he's got planned. And we kept one positive is that we kept Manchester City at bay for a very long time last week. They couldn't break us down. So if we can replicate that again, then you've always got a chance, haven't you? But of course, defensively, it's very difficult when you're taking someone like Casemiro out of your team and putting somebody in like Scott McTominay. It's Ten Hag's first season, and what a season it's been so far. In the Baldy we trust, says Daki. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Mark says, what are your thoughts on Weghorst playing when Martial is missing? Well, it just shows you how important it was to bring a player in. Whether it's Weghorst on loan from Burnley or João Felix, we had to bring somebody in. Because Martial, I don't know whether it was in a group chat or it was in real life on Twitter or something, but somebody was showing me the amount of games Martial's missed through injury just this season. And it's absolutely shocking. It really is. And look, what can you do? What can you do? You just got to go with it. But I think there's a universal feeling in the United fan base that we are just totally reliant on a Ten Hag masterclass here. The starting lineup, apart from the defence, does not give you any. I certainly don't think when you see the teams going round on the stats carousel, you go, yeah, we've got a great chance. I don't feel we're coming into this game with a great positivity that the team's good enough to beat Arsenal. I think we're coming into this game with belief in our manager that he might have a plan to get us a result. I don't think we can compete with them in relation to starting lineups on paper. I think we're in big trouble. But I think we can compete with them because the manager, is switched on. But I will say this. It was on my radio show last night. I think I said it. Have we got another Brentford in us? Have we got another Man City away in us? And that's what today is all about. And I would keep that in your mind, and it might calm you down a little bit. Today isn't necessarily about going to Arsenal and winning. I think we all want to do that. But today is definitely about going to Arsenal and getting some credibility and progress. And if it's 0-0 or a 1-0 loss or, a draw or whatever, then it is improvement, because what we need to do is remove that, have we got another Brentford in us? Have we got another Man City in us? Have we got another 3 or 4-0 beating in us? Because that will knock us back a lot. We can't be that club anymore. In the first few weeks of Ten Hag, you can swallow it. But now, 5 or 6 months in, with all the progress we've made, we need to be able to go weakened. We are weakened. And we know we need investment and we know we need players, but we still need to be able to go to these places and basically do what Newcastle did a few weeks ago. Go and get a result. because Arsenal steamrolled them for 10 minutes, but they couldn't score. And I think we've got to go and do what Newcastle did. We've got to go there and get a clean sheet. I'm happy with the lineup, and I feel our manager has no other option, says Mikael Roach. Believe to have any chance of winning this match, all of our forward players really need to put in a performance, says Kevin. Well, I've not even spoken about Anthony. I mean, Anthony's hardly Mr. Consistent, is he? Either. So, yeah, you're right, we do need some big performances. And hopefully Weghorst with another few training sessions will be a lot sharper. I'm not worried about our defence against their attack. I prefer Rashford against Ben White than in the middle. Worries about the midfield battle, says Jack. Yeah, well, games are won and lost in the midfield, aren't they, Jack? And look, let's not individualise it. Obviously, I'm not happy that McTominay's starting. I don't think anybody really is. But the big thing is, let's not individualise it. Bruno's not very good defensively. Eriksen's not very good defensively. And McTominay's not having a very good time of it. So, but you're against Odegaard, possibly Player of the Year. Xhaka, who looks like a completely different player, and Thomas Partey, who many Arsenal fans are saying is better than Casemiro. Well, whether he's better than Casemiro or not, if they're thinking that, he must be bloody good. So it's a bit of a mismatch in the most important area of the pitch. And we've got to match up with them, and we've got to work hard. And of course, what nobody really wants to mention is we played on Wednesday night with a lot of these players. Arsenal have had a whole week off. So and Arsenal are raring to go. So thank you for all you do, Mark, says Omar. Well, thank you for tuning in, mate. And we need to show grit and focus. The first 20 to 25 minutes is key. They're going to come at us. We need to hold on and then see where we go from there. Vignesh, we cannot concede early. I think you're absolutely right. We cannot concede early in this game. We cannot. We're going to have to play deep. I think we have to play deep. I know people won't like that, but I don't think you can sit there moaning if you see Manchester United sit deep, give up possession, and be organised. I just don't think you can. I mean, what do you want us to do? Go to the Emirates and have a go? Go to the Emirates and open up? We will get beat 4 or 5-0. I think we have got to go there, especially with that team that we've just seen, that United have put out. We're not going to be expansive with McTominay as the holding midfielder and Weghorst up front. We're not going to be expansive. Where is the expansion coming from? Where is... I think sometimes fans, and it's not just Man United fans, I think sometimes fans envisage a style of football that's completely impossible based on the team that's been picked. We are not going to go there with a high line and pass the ball around and have 70% possession because we haven't got the players to do it. We have got the players to sit deeper, be compact, organised, and try and hurt them on the break with people like Bruno and Rashford and Anthony. That is what we're going to have to do. Weghorst is going to have to work his arse off up front and try and be the first line of defence and not let them, what I don't want to see is Arsenal on the halfway line, because if they're on the halfway line, they're going to suffocate us, and we've got to try and push them back somehow. So yeah, look, it's going to be a very defensive game for Manchester United. I'd be stunned if it's not. The club has let Erik ten Hag down. The sooner they're gone, the better. As fans, we deserve much better than all these loans, says Shane. Thank you very much. 2-0 Arsenal, just watch, says Lannis. And Ned Flanders is on. Yeah, I've seen Keno. We've got to keep the game in the. We've got to keep the game in the midfield, says SK. And hi, Mark. I went to Old Trafford tour yesterday. Felt like Marcus Rashford walking out the tunnel. And I'm glad you enjoyed it, Dylan. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Can I just remind everybody, by the way, we are sponsored by Sneak Energy on the show today. I'm going to get my first bit in because I need it. My obligatory ice cubes are in there. What is Sneak Energy? Well, it's low-calorie, sugar-free, delivered to your door. You can get one of these and 9 different sachets to try in their starter pack. They also do 40 serving tubs and fizzy drinks. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE on anything you order. It really helps the channel. But basically, you put your scoop in, fill it up with water, shake it all about. You've got an energy drink. I'm on the Cherry Bomb today, but they do Blue Raspberry, Purple Storm, Electric Mango, Tropicilla, loads of lovely flavours, Strawberry Millions, the lot. They're lovely. Links in the description. Get them delivered to your door. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE, as I say. And next day delivery in the UK, and they do ship worldwide as well. So check out Sneak Energy. Links in the description. Or you can scan the QR code on your camera phone as it goes round. Man United should look into I can't do his name from Leipzig, Gabo. I can't do his name. Szoboszlai, I think his name is. Szoboszlai. I think Arteta learnt his lesson keeping such a high line with Rashford, don't you think, says Safe. Different game, mate. different game. I don't think Arteta's going to be thinking about lessons from Old Trafford back in September. I think there are certain ex-players, journalists and fans that are ridiculously naive that think we beat them at Old Trafford, that we beat them at Old Trafford in September, so it's transferable to Emirates in January. I see no correlation. It's almost like it's a different season. I think Arsenal are better, confident, and a more dangerous side, and I think United are weaker because we haven't got Martial and we haven't got Casemiro. So I think, and also the biggest difference for me is this is not in front of 75,000 fans that support Manchester United. We are the minority. They are going to be the hostile crowd. So I see nothing learned from the Manchester United game at Old Trafford. I don't see anything that we can take from that game. I don't think we walk on the pitch and look them in the eye and go, "We beat you a few months ago," and they go, "Oh yeah, we're a bit scared." I don't see that. I don't see that there's a advantage. I think it's a completely different game. If anything, I think they'll be motivated. If anything, I think Arteta was pissed off with that game because it was 1-0 to us at half time. They equalised. They were the better team, and he went to win it. And he got caught out. And I think he was annoyed with himself for that. And that's the only game they've lost. I mean, they'd be going for invincibles. It's amazing, isn't it, if we didn't beat them. I'm betting on Bout to score today. I'm going to lose it if we sit back defending. With Anthony Eriksson, I can't see sitting back a good option, says GJ. Hi, Mark. Do you think Erik ten Hag choice of team has surprised Arsenal as much as it surprised us, says Mark. I think if you're in that dressing room and you're Arsenal and you see that team, you might be surprised, but I think you might be surprised in a good way because I think you'll suddenly be like, right, that's not as strong as we thought it was. So let's hope Fabrizio's tweet about making deals in the finals hours was just a figure of speech, but it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't, says Red Smurf. Thank you very much. We've got Fabrizio on the show tomorrow, so we'll ask him about that. And why would we bring Erik ten Hag to the club if he can't support him with high possession-based philosophy? Feeling bad for ten Hag, typical Glazer tactics. Well, look, positivity. The results have gone quite well for us this weekend. Newcastle drew, Liverpool and Chelsea drew, Brentford have drawn, Brighton drew, and I think Fulham are playing Spurs tomorrow. So if they draw as well, it's been a good weekend for us regardless of the result today. I mean, if we can win, it'll be even better in our top four hopes. Has everyone forgotten Phil Jones, says Ali MCC. I think even Phil Jones has forgotten he's a Man United player. He's certainly not fit, so he can't play CDM, that's for sure. I hope I bought my first United kit today, Mark. I'm so happy, says Sui. Thanks for letting us know that. KJ, thank you very much for your super chat there. And Fred man-marked De Bruyne easily. Why leave him out, says Wayne. Well, we might get some update on why that was. I don't know, is the honest answer. I've got no idea why Fred's not in the team. But, you know, it is what it is. I would have started him. For sure. Not for Luke Shaw, but for certain, I would have started Fred. And I think there's a lot of people quite surprised. I mean, Erik ten Hag is smiling. He's talking to the press now. We'll give you those quotes in a minute. We found a solution to beating Arsenal, says Erik ten Hag. I mean, I don't like those quotes. And that sounds like it's a misquote to me. I do not like those sort of quotes from Ten Hag. I can't imagine he said that. It doesn't make any sense to say something like that. But yeah, he'll have a plan in mind. He'll have the players fired up. But, you know, as always, he says we've got to be 100% focused, believe, be brave and play our game. We have to bring Arsenal out of their comfort zone. He says in McTominay, we've got a special role for him and I hope it will work a little bit like last time. And he says it's difficult to beat them, but we did it. We have to be good to do it again. Details will make the decision. So, you know, McTominay is obviously somebody he's been thinking about all week. Must be horrible. But no, McTominay's obviously something he's been thinking about all week. I think it's a big risk. I really do, because the big thing about McTominay is height. No, but the big thing about McTominay is he's, whatever you think about him, he's not played well since before the World Cup. He's literally hardly played. So, how many minutes has McTominay played since the World Cup? I don't think he's played that many at all. So there is a risk there, that people don't really want to acknowledge. It's not just the fact that he's playing. It's the fact that he's hardly played. Is he match sharp? You know, he's not played much, has he? Mark, you should get a Red Devils flavour with Sneak and some percent goes to Fair Share, the charity Rashford is partnered with. Would be a great thing to see. Good idea, that is. AKA, that's a very good idea. I might speak to them about that. McTominay role should be on the bench, says Devils 58 Red. Look, I'm glad we can laugh because ultimately we've had team news come out before and people have been going absolutely mad, myself included. This manager deserves our patience, he deserves our respect, and he certainly doesn't deserve to have his team scrutinised before we've even kicked a ball. And I would always say with Ten Hag, it would just not surprise me if we ended up winning this game. I can't believe I'm wanting Fred instead. No choices, says Utrecht. And Arsenal doing really smart business, getting Trossard and the Polish centre-back. They're improving depth, and that's what you should be doing, says Dimitris. Yeah. I mean, if we had some depth today, I think we'd be in a much better position, wouldn't we? But thank you for all the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign, and make sure you smash a like on the video. I will say this: I've watched a bit of Langstaff, and he's been good, and I won't have him at United. If McTominay can't play half decent, he's got to go, says Kay. Thank you very much for that. And do you think Odegaard will score any goals this game, Mark, says Husky. Look, the thing about Man United is, my prediction, has it changed, says Dominic. Let's do that, actually, because sometimes the poll can be very United, but I think this is one of the few games of the season where it might not be. So we've got Arsenal win, draw, and Manchester United win. Let us know in the chat. Get your vote in on the poll there. One thing I would say is if you are an Arsenal fan tuning in, you're very welcome. I'm sure you'll be tuning in if you bloody score. But our strength today on paper is, and Red Smurf's just gifted 5 memberships for the United Stand Members Club. Legend Red Smurf, thank you very much for that. Make sure you say thank you if you get one. The big thing about Manchester United, our strength at the moment is defence. David De Gea, Rafael Varane, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Martinez, Luke Shaw. That has been our strength this season. Ever since we got beat by Brentford and Brighton, our season was built off that back five. Obviously, it was Dalot instead of Wan-Bissaka, and it was Malacia instead of Shaw at the start. But our back five sort of provided us with the platform to, rebuild this season. And people will say, well, Casemiro, but Casemiro wasn't there when we beat Leicester and Southampton and Liverpool. So that back five has been our strength this season. And I don't know whether even some United fans acknowledge that, because that's how we rebuilt the season. We're going to be massively reliant on them today. You can get at them. Man City got at them because the midfield lost the runners. Now, the worrying thing is the midfield that lost those runners against Man City was Eriksen and McTominay. You can have a brilliant back five, but you cannot not concede goals unless your midfield picks up the runners. And against Man City at the Etihad, McTominay and Eriksen went on holiday. I don't know where they were. And literally, it doesn't matter how good your centre-backs are, you can't pick up all the runners when you've got midfields running at you. So I think that the back five of Man United is our strength today. Marcus Rashford obviously is our goal scorer. Midfield is an unknown. Eriksen and McTominay are going to have a huge eye on them. Not really Bruno. Bruno's role is Bruno. Bruno's a good player, but Eriksen and McTominay are huge today. And Weghorst is as well. I mean, Weghorst is not Martial, so he's got to prove that he can do a job, because Martial could be out for a while. We've got Barcelona coming up soon as well. So my score prediction I'll give you in a minute. Starting Weghorst could be brilliant for United. He holds up the play well and can hit Arsenal fullbacks out on the counter, says the HPN. Fingers crossed for McEriksen today, says James. I can't believe we are top four and our club doesn't back our manager in this transfer window to bolster our squad. It's honestly pathetic, says Navu. And we have to back the manager. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. If we draw, we draw. I'll own it, whatever the result, says Leo J. Leads me nicely into my score prediction. I fancy a draw. I'm not going to check. My prediction has always been a draw. And I'm going to go with a draw. A low-scoring draw. 1-1, 0-0, something like that. My biggest compliment is, if Ten Hag wasn't our manager, I think we lose this. But because we've got Ten Hag, I think that he's got something that's going to surprise. I don't think you can see a Ten Hag starting 11 and predict the result. Because if I was, I'd look at that team that United have got next to me and I'd go, thinking about the Arsenal team, I'd go, we're going to lose. But because it's Ten Hag, I'm going to stick with a draw. What I will say is, and you have to do this, otherwise you never progress. Good is not good enough. They're the words of Eric Ten Hag. If we did lose this game, I think you'd have to revisit the starting lineup and go, I think he's made a couple of mistakes there. But not to the extent where you start doubting the manager, but he would scrutinise his own mistakes as well. So I don't think you can just go, if we lose this game, it's fine, because we're Manchester United. Eric Ten Hag won't say it's fine. It felt like a loss drawing to Palace. So it won't be fine if we lose it, and we'll probably look at, the lineup if it goes really, really bad. But look, Eric Ten Hag trains these players every week. We've been watching this team longer than Ten Hag. I wouldn't be picking some of the players that he's picking today, but he's chose to do that. We've got to go with that and hope it works. Shocks has given 5 memberships. Thank you very much, mate. You're a legend. Mark, Kia looks like Baldrick with a slug under his nose. Keen. All right, says Paul. All right. 2-0 United. Scooby-Doo will play a blinder, says Red Smurf. Look, if McTominay plays well and we win, happy days. That's all we want, isn't it? That's all we want. We've got 40% going with the United win, 23% going with a draw, 37% going with an Arsenal win. I think there's a lot of red tinted glasses there, but that's absolutely fine. It's flying by, isn't it? We're really, really flying towards this game, which is probably a good thing. Sometimes it takes ages to get to kick off, and I think it's probably a good thing that this game is fast approaching, because I think we just want to get on with it. Ten Hag says that I had something in mind where Fred could have played a role similar to last week against City. During the game, we can change if we think it's necessarily. We can make changes if necessary to take Arsenal out of their comfort zone to adapt to the game. We can do it with Fred. We know he is there. He was fantastic last week, but for this game, we chose McTominay. We've had good performances with McTominay in the team this season, so I'm convinced it's the right solution. He can do the job. Look, this is what I mean. If that's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying that, I'm saying sack him right now. What you want about? But because it's Ten Hag, you're like, you believe him, and you trust him. Everything in your soul is saying, what are you talking about? You've dropped Fred for McTominay, and he's publicly admitted that. But if you're Scott McTominay, maybe that's an inspiration. Maybe that's what it's about. I'll gift another 10 memberships if United wins, says Red Smurf. Thanks, pal. I find that fascinating that you would drop Fred for McTominay, but that's what Ten Hag is saying he's done, and he feels it's the right thing. He's convinced that's the right thing to do. So we go with that. He's the manager. Confirmed Casemiro is wearing McSauce's jersey. Eric Ten Hag masterstroke, says Navu. And it's match day, Mark. Hair looks fantastic. His outdoor adventures with Marine and Rattlesnake. Thank you very much, pal. Hope you're doing well. How are you, Mark? Says Gabby. I'm in an odd mood today. I like to be in control, I suppose, to a certain extent, and I think that this game leaves you with concerns, confidence, trust. Yeah, I think it's a pivotal game, and I don't want to take away from the Manchester derby. Manchester is red, but these two games were equally important to me. The Manchester derby is obviously because it's City. You want to make a statement, and we did. And the away game against the top of the league, Arsenal, is in some ways is more difficult. And again, you've got to. We had Man City and then Arsenal, and if we can get 2 good results, it's great for us. Arsenal had Spurs and then Man United. If they get 2 big results, that's massive for them. We're almost in the same position, really. It's worth it just to hear you say Scooby-Doo, says Abdelaz. Thank you very much. We need to get that guy who wore those red underpants against City to put them on, says Richard. Yeah, where are you? Confirmed, Casemiro. Okay, thank you very much. Where are you? Yeah, look, it's an exciting game. It's a fascinating game. It's a tactical game. I've got. Shall I tell you what Ricky said? I don't know whether Ricky wants me to. Ricky won't care. He won't. So he's not. I'll paraphrase what he said. The words F and disgrace were used, but he said this. He's not happy with the team. Last week against City, Casemiro, Eriksen and Fred in midfield. Today it's only McTominay and Eriksen. He's throwing McTominay under a bus. Bruno's going to play too far forward. He played last week as well as 3 midfielders. This week he plays with 2. I think we're going to get murdered. People will say it's because Casemiro is missing, when really it's because we're short in the midfield. Hope I'm wrong. That's from Don Ricky. He feels that we're going to get absolutely overrun in the midfield. So yeah, going to be very interesting. Very interesting. No messing about with Ricky. I think Ten Hag will instruct Eriksen to go extra hard in the first half so we can sub him for Fred early second half, says Zua. Yeah, there's got to be a plan for Fred. Off topic, mate, but what do you think of Leeds player Nonto? Think he has a bright future? Plus games like this, few beers is needed. Cheers, guys, says Leo J. Thank you very much for your super chat. If we win this, our expectations will go sky high, but I have a feeling it's going to be the same old like last few seasons. Hopes getting crashed today, says Abhishek. Why are you so pessimistic about United getting a result considering our form in the last 20 games and the progress the squad has made under Erik Ten Hag, says Stevie J? Don't think I have been. Pessimistic, Stevie. I think I've been realistic. There's a difference to that. Fine. Yes, sorry about that. I had to just grab hold of something. Yeah, I'm not being pessimistic. It's not pessimistic to have a realistic assessment of the situation. We're weak. That's not our strongest team, and we're playing against the best team in the league at their place. Even if we had Casemiro and Martial, I'd be more confident, but I'd still say Arsenal are hot favourites. We need some big performances today. You've got to put faith. Leo J, thanks for gifting 5 memberships. You've got to put some faith in the likes of Rashford, Luke Shaw, Varane, De Gea, Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, who are playing absolutely fantastic at the moment. Seb says maybe Casemiro being out is a good thing to show how we cope with an injury, red card with big players, says Seb. Thank you very much. I would have preferred Martinez in the CDM role, says Kizza. Shaw as centre-back and Malacia at left-back. We need a tiger in the midfield, and I'm worried about Scott. Look, I've got to say, there's a lot of talk about McTominay, which is absolutely fine, but I've got to say, I'm actually excited / worried / intrigued as to how we are actually going to approach this game, because logically he is a major weakness, and so is Eriksen. And I'm not going to have. I think it's unfair that it's been levelled against McTominay. Eriksen's. I'm trying to find them here for you now, but Eriksen's stats are bloody awful. Absolutely awful in the midfield in relation to tackles, interceptions. That they really are rubbish. So I feel that, you know, when you're talking about what's going on with Manchester United and what's going on in the midfield, you can't just have a pop at McTominay. Eriksen defensively, we assume we're going to do a lot of defensive work. I wish I could find this. I will find it. We assume we're going to do a lot of defensive work today, and Eriksen defensively is not very good. So it's not really his job, says Johannes. No, it's not. But we're asking him to do a job with Scott McTominay defensively, and it was a bloody shit show against. I think did Eriksen and McTominay play together against Brentford? They did against Man City. So look, I'm intrigued to see what the plan is, because the plan against a club like Arsenal is going to be absolutely crucial. I look at someone like Eriksen, he's weak. He's physically weak. He's not a tackler. He's not tenacious. I look at someone like Scott McTominay, he's slow. He's strong, but he's slow. I think McTominay and Eric, if I said to you last season, when McTominay was playing for United and Eriksen was playing for Brentford, I want you to construct a midfield 2 to go to a decent team away from home and keep them quiet. You would never say to me Scott McTominay and Christian Eriksen, and yet here we are doing it against the best team in the league. And that's nothing against McTominay or Eriksen, but they would not be your dream midfield two to go and sit in front of your defence against the best team in the league at their place. You would go with something like, I don't know, Fabinho and Rodri, or, you know, obviously someone like Casemiro and even a Fred. But the fact that he's gone with Eriksen and McTominay I find fascinatingly exciting, because it doesn't logically work, and it probably will. A strange one day. I've never gone into an Arsenal game fearing them in 40 years and refuse to now, even though my head says we're clearly weaker, says Nick P. Hope you had a good weekend, says Kenzie. Hope you have as well. This has the feeling of when Sir Alex used to play the backups against Arsenal and nick a win. Not many managers have that ability, and Erik ten Hag is one of them, says Club 1878. I mean, defensively, we're very good, aren't we? I mean, I was just looking at the bench. I can't find these Eriksen things. I wish I could. I mean, it starts off quite well. You know, Heaton's on the bench. We've got a backup goalkeeper. You then move on to the defence and you go, look, we've got Malacia as a backup left back. We've got Maguire and Lindelof as backup centre backs. And obviously we've got a very good back four. But it's after that you just start to go, we really don't have a lot of options. And to be honest with you, moving on from the midfield, the attacking options are dreadful. For a club of our stature, our attacking options are dreadful. And it's not like our front three is immaculate. I mean, we've got Rashford, Weghorst, who's a low knee, and Anthony, who's a bit hot and cold. That's our front three. If that doesn't work out, it's Elanga, Garnacho, Pellistri. Like, and you know, I like Elanga, I like Garnacho, and I like Pellistri, but that's not, they're youngsters. So, yeah, Ten Hag, to a certain extent, is balancing a very depleted squad. Eriksen is an attacking-based midfielder. He's more of a 10 or a false 9 than an 8 or a 6. Also, rumours we might go for Kroos in January. I think it's spin, says Jack. I don't think we would get Kroos in January. I mean, I'd very much welcome him at Manchester United, of course, but I don't think so. I'd love Anthony to have a great game today. I'm a big fan of Anthony. He's sort of been written off in many ways. I'd love him to have a good game today. Don't forget to check the stats carousel that's going round. You can see where we are in the league at the moment. Good results for us below us today. That's one positive, and yesterday. OneFootball are sponsoring our stats carousel. You can download it through the QR code in the top left-hand corner or through the link in the video description. OneFootball for all your latest breaking football news, stats, transfer news. Get it downloaded. It's free on Apple, Android, and all that. Mark, I'm loving the coverage. Thoughts on young Ferguson from Brighton? Lots of potential for Ten Hag to develop. He's fantastic, Kieran. He's a fantastic player. He's doing really, really well. Yeah, can't praise him enough. And Joshua Bowater says, not a score prediction, but how do you see this game going? Also, it's 5 years to the day since Sanchez, the Snakes piano video was released. Would he still be here if he saw his contract out? Probably, Joshua. We'd probably still have David Moyes. He was given a massive contract. Roman, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. That number is completely wrong in the top left-hand corner. I'm going to change it. But bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. Every match day we're live all the way through till full time. We then do player ratings where you can mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We go through that in my match reaction, and it aggregates thousands of your scores for the most accurate Manchester United player rating system. And then we're in the studio for an hour or so, just, digesting whatever the result is. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock. We're live every night at 8 o'clock as well. So get involved with the channel. You're very, very welcome. Fantastic community. Best Manchester United community. I'm biased, but you are absolutely fantastic. So get involved. Subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. This is the biggest game of the season, everybody. Let's get ready for it. It's going to be very, very, very exciting. And I think regardless of scorelines, I don't think there's any of us that would deny that that is going to be the case. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting. And I think to do what I love, and look, I've said nothing purposely that's going to get me in trouble here in relation to Arsenal are a load of shit, we're going to beat them, because that would be stupidly naive. That would be stupidly naive. But what I do like is the confidence that so many people have in this manager. I love it. This result today, when you look at the United lineup, I can't see a win. I can only see an Arsenal win. I would say to Arsenal fans, you are red hot favourites. Red hot favourites. You should be beating us. You win this game. Your title hopes go through the bloody roof. Who's going to beat Arsenal? There's not many teams that can beat Arsenal. United would be considered one of those teams. Arsenal win today, you're rocking towards the title. You look at your team compared to ours, you're at the Emirates. Arsenal are hot favourites, and yet I agree with all of that. And then I just think Erik ten Hag, he is capable of having a plan. He is capable of having a plan. Arsenal going to dominate the game, says Wisdom. Well, I think they will dominate possession. Yeah, I do. I think we knew that anyway. Manchester City dominated possession against us last week. We won't dominate possession. We won't be able to dominate possession. I wouldn't even advise that we try and dominate possession. If we try and dominate possession, that means you've got to have possession. And if we have possession, they're going to come for us 100 miles an hour. And we don't want to be in that position. I don't want to see anybody in the chat or on Twitter clipping David De Gea long kicks today. Because I would be saying to David De Gea, and I'll guarantee Ten Hag will as well, I would be saying to David De Gea, let's not be playing out from the back. I know you can, and I know Martinez can, and I know Varane can, and I know Luke Shaw can. We ain't going to be playing out from the back today. We've got a 6'6" striker, smack the ball long, and get us out of pressure. And also, what's the point in playing out from the back when you give it to Martinez, and he looks up, and McTominay's hiding? We're not hitting it long. Sorry, we're not playing out from the back today. Don't give them an opportunity to, press us high. So I wouldn't do that at all. I really wouldn't. This has not happened to me for a long time. This is how exciting this game is. I need a pre-match wee. I never have one. So give me 1 minute and I'll be back. I will wash my hands. Smash the like and subscribe while you're waiting. Back with one of those black rocking beats. Here we go. The players are coming out onto the screen. They're coming out onto the pitch. It's all that excitement. Yeah, we are sponsored by Sneak. Get yourself some. Links in the video description. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks delivered to your door. We're on the cherry bomb today. We will be... I'll be back on the toilet again in a minute. I'm so excited. Cherry Bomb, Purple Storm, Blue Raspberry, sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks delivered to your door. Get a starter pack where you get one of those and 9 different sachet flavours to try. Please use the code SneakBridge. Look, we're ready to go. It's huge, says B Cost. It actually is. Bruno loves a yogurt, doesn't he? Hope Rashford is on it again. He's our only threat, says Jake. I'm just glad the game's about to start. You get tired of the build-up. I'm ready to go now. Our defence will be solid. Arsenal's possession will mean nothing. Feels like another smash and grab on the card, says Red Smurf. Talking out your hat, Mark. This is our best option with only Casemiro out. We should and can go for the win, says Darren. Well, Darren, you're watching the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Would you be so happy with a draw, Mark? Thanks for the content, says Ben. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take a draw before a game like this. I don't think these sort of games... I almost agree with Darren in a certain sense that I don't think, even though we're the weaker side and they're the favourites, I don't think that means that you just automatically say, oh, I'd love a draw. If United manage a result, do you think Arsenal's run home and Europe on Thursday put pressure on their squad? Says Stevie J. Well, I mean, we could open the door to Man City, really, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know whether I want that to happen, but we could. We are very, very close to the start of this game. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We have got 36,000 people watching already, and it's not even started. Massively excited. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United stand. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. It's going to be tenacious. It's going to be nervy. It's going to be a lot of things. And hopefully it's going to be 3 points for Manchester United. tough one to call. I worry about Weghorst. I worry about McTominay and Eriksen. I worry about the midfield. I just don't like the Eriksen and McTominay thing. But Ten Hag does. He coaches the team. Let's see what happens. I love the smile on Varane's face when the players lined up on the field. He knows how to win big games, and we should be confident because he's ready for the challenge, says Blake. If we lose big today, hopefully not, but would that spur United into panic buying a couple of more players like they did at the end of August, says Alpha? I don't think we've got the money to do that, mate. I'd be furious if United suddenly found money to spend, wouldn't you? Like, considering they missed out on the player that Ten Hag wanted, which was Gakpo, and then João Felix as well. No, I don't expect there to be any money. Eric Ten Hag, tactical trickery. Bruno at 8, Eriksen at 10, Martinez at CDM, McTominay at centre-back, says David Young. I mean, you never know. You never know. I'd be surprised, but you never know. Hopefully it's a win, says Isha. There's Arteta and Ten Hag. Got to say, got a lot of respect for Ten Hag, obviously, but got a lot of respect for Arteta. I think what he's built at Arsenal has been great, and it's a big one. It's a very big one, this one. I'm excited. I'm actually excitedly fascinated by this. We're ready to go. I'm just going to start the timer. Is this our biggest game of the season, Mark, says Jake? Well, yeah, I think it is, because I don't think it's as big as going to Anfield or Liverpool at Old Trafford. I don't think it's as big as that. I really don't. But in an individual season, it's definitely our biggest test, because you're going away against what is undoubtedly the best team in the league. So everyone's in position you thought that they would be. McTominay and Eriksen are in midfield. Martinez and Varane are at centre-back. Luke Shaw is at left-back. So, there's no shocks in that sense. Let's see how we do in these first few minutes. Arsenal hungry. They will be motivated. They know this is a game that, a draw for Arsenal, let's be honest, would be disappointing. They're going to come for us. They're going to get at us. We know those things are going to happen. And lovely play by Thomas Partey there into Nketiah. Goes wide. Is Xhaka into Martinelli. They're going to get at us from the start. They did this early corner. They did this against Newcastle. If anyone watched Arsenal play Newcastle a few weeks ago, first 10 minutes, chance after chance after chance. You've got to ride it out. You've got to ride it out. This first 25 minutes is key. Switch on. Don't do what we did against Man City. We can't be taking any steps back. We've got to hold our own here. Got to take responsibility. 100% confidence for 100% concentration for 100% of the game. And that's a bad corner by Arsenal, and it's cleared away. Good pace by Anthony there. Really did show some pace to break away, but unfortunately it's Eriksen who is the other player to press, and Saka nicely into Partey, who has been very good this season, Thomas Partey. There's no doubt about that. And Odegaard with freedom here. Bit worried as to what McTominay and Eriksen are actually doing here. They just seem a little bit all over the place, and they've lost Odegaard straight away. That midfield looks lost already, unfortunately. It does. It just doesn't look mobile. Everything we were talking about before the game about McTominay and Eriksen, they just don't have that mobility. And, Odegaard there, and Xhaka again. We've got to pick the runners up. And Arsenal have started off fantastically well here. Not a surprise. This shouldn't be a shock. We're just not picking up those midfield runners again. Look, Xhaka goes. Who's with him? Bruno's lost him. McTominay lost Odegaard for the corner. You've got mobility. Got to switch on here. Nice little flick by Eriksen. But they're going to be quicker into the ball. Right, here we go. Rashford. And, yeah. They're good defensively, though, Arsenal as well. It's not like if you can get past their midfield and their attack, they're weak. They're very good defensively. Take a deep breath. We've got through 3 minutes. Interesting how Ten Hag said he wants them out of their comfort zone as well. I think he wants them out of their comfort zone by slowing the game down. Here we go. Ben White makes a mistake. Weghorst into Rashford. Nice ball into Bruno. Should have laid that off to Eriksen, really. And that's nice. I mean, Arsenal's passing is very good, isn't it? They don't panic. And Martinelli up against Wan-Bissaka here. Go with the runners. Go with the runners. Good tracking back by McTominay. Good play by Wan-Bissaka. Very good play by Wan-Bissaka. And now Anthony. Come on, give us an outlet here. Give us an outlet. Well played, Eriksen. Nice, lovely play by Eriksen there. A good play by McTominay to switch it as well. Good on the ball there. Both McTominay and Eriksen using the ball in a positive way, not playing a simple pass. Now Luke Shaw. Probably should have whipped that cross in first time, Luke, because Weghorst was in a good spot. Strong by Eriksen, and he wins the free kick. Better from Manchester United there. Better. Got to have an out ball. Doesn't matter what. Yes, we expect to be under the pressure a little bit at times, but you've got to have an out ball. Otherwise, it just becomes relentless wave after wave after wave. And it was good to see Eriksen there and then McTominay playing longer passes that actually were finding attackers and then relieving the pressure and asking questions of the Arsenal defence. Rashford against Ben White is an interesting one. I think many of you were right in saying you wanted Rashford on the wing, really, because Ben White's not got blistering pace. Oh, unlucky there, Bruno. But here's Anthony. Anthony looks a little bit more mobile, doesn't he? A little less static. United with a bit of pressure here, which is good. Bit of possession in their own half. Good. We want it to be a chess game. We don't want it to be wave after wave after wave after wave. Oh! 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 Come on, ref. Anthony Taylor, come on, have a look. That looks dodgy to me. That looks dodgy to me. Ball goes through. Hey up, ref. Hey up, ref. I think you've got to have a look at that. Bruno gets there first. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Come on, he's took him out. He's not going to get it. What would you attribute Arsenal being top of the league halfway through the season to? A defining factor or multiple little variable situations, says Anias. Patience and growth. I don't think it was a penalty. I'd be pushing the limits, I think, if I said it was. But I think it was worth a look. It was worth a look. I don't think it was a pen. It could have been, though. Sloppy Arsenal at the back, and Bruno just anticipated it before Ramsdale got there, but probably not enough for a penalty. Might be the sort of thing you got the other way. But I tell you what, I think United have settled in quite well here. Paula says we miss Casemiro. Well, you're always going to miss a world-class player like Casemiro, Paula. But I'm quite happy with the last 5 minutes. I thought the first 2 minutes were a little bit ominous. They started off, pretty all over us, and now I think I feel like we've settled a little bit, and we're having a bit of possession. I agree with D. I've definitely seen those sort of penalties given before. I don't think it was a penalty, but as I say, if that was at Old Trafford in the 80th minute against someone like Fulham, I think it probably would get given. I don't know what De Gea was doing there. Just booted it out. There's no one there. That's getting clipped. He must have been blinded by the crowd or something there, because I think he thinks Luke Shaw's at left back and he's not. It was a weird kick, certainly. My live chat's just completely frozen here, so I'm going to have to refresh. There it is. It's all right. It's back now. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, De Gea just booted it into the left-back position out for a throw-in, and there was no one there. And I think what's happened there is he's probably looked and, I don't know, maybe in the crowd or something. I don't know. It was a bit weird, really. There was absolutely nobody there, and he was trying to pass it. Doesn't matter anyway. We've moved on. There's been a goal kick, and we are trying to pass out from the back as well. So it just shows you what I know. I thought we'd hit a lot more long balls, but Ten Hag is obviously wanting to play out from the back. I don't know whether can we get the early. There we go. Possession. Oh, the fuck off. Why does it keep doing that? Fucking piece of shit. Just when I was looking at the stats. Here's Arsenal with Odegaard. Pick up the runners. Lovely ball. Good play. Martinelli. Whoa. Good block. Come on. Calm yourselves down. Calm yourselves down here, lads. Yeah, that's what I wanted to have a quick look at. Gabriel in on Bruno. Bit silly. 54% possession for us. We've had more possession than them so far, which is good to see. Take that. Take that, Gary. Take that and party. Yeah, we don't want to get involved in stuff like this. We don't want to be getting involved in, silly little arguments about stuff. Play the game. Play the game, not the occasion. Don't get involved in little pushing and shoving, where the away team need to be strong mentally. Don't want to get involved in little pushy shovey things. McTominay's made a career out of that. James says that Weghorst is pressing well. Free kick for Arsenal to whip in towards the back post. Varane does enough. Gabriel keeps it in. Cutback was quite good. Weghorst's pass is dreadful, but Rashford will chase it, and they'll go all the way back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale with a kick straight to a Man United centre-back, but he's not David De Gea, so it won't matter. Here's Xhaka, who doesn't seem to be... who's picking Xhaka up? That's one of the things I'm going to say straight away. Who is picking Xhaka up for Arsenal? Because time and time again, he is drifting against our back four. Keep your eye on that. Nobody is picking up Xhaka. I think they've got to organise that better. Odegaard, but someone's got to keep an eye on Xhaka because he's just not being picked up. And he's been doing this all season as well. It's not a new tactic from Arsenal. Here's Eriksen. Come on, Anthony's the ball there. Go on, Anthony. Have him. Go at him. Get at him. That's it. Direct. Oh, he's rolled the bloody ball. Oh, he's still got it. That's it. Look at the yards you've made there, mate. Lovely play. Unlucky. We want a bit of that. Want a bit of direct. Bcos says this game needs Fred. Martinelli's getting a bit of stick in the chat. Well, I hope he keeps playing like he is. Here's McTominay. Go wide. That's the ball, yeah. Keep it simple. Push it forward. Nice ball up by Anthony into McTominay. Come on, you've got Weghorst in there. It's got to be worth putting a cross in. We did, and it wasn't very good by Anthony there. But I'm pretty pleased with Manchester United's start to this game. I think we've settled in quite nicely, and I think Arsenal have certainly not been able to get at us as much, and we've not played like we did against Man City. To be fair, we've lovely play by Varane. We've not played like we did against Man City. We've not just sat back and been organised. We've looked to be a bit expansive, and I think Ten Hag said it before the game. We want to take Arsenal out of their comfort zone, and I think we've done that by playing with possession. I think that's probably surprised Arsenal a little bit. Is Saka up against Martinez? I certainly was interested to see what Ten Hag meant by what we want to take Arsenal out of their comfort zone, and I think what he means by it is us having more possession than them. They're not used to that, so we've been good on the ball. Good cross by Saka. Wan-Bissaka there. I thought he put it in the top corner. He's put it out for a corner. Good start by United. I've got to say it's probably surprised Arteta that we want to get on the ball and be progressive with the ball and pass out from the back. It takes a lot of confidence to do that. And I think that's one of the key things I've noticed in this first 15 minutes. And I feel a lot more relaxed than I thought I would be. Got to be honest. I feel a lot more relaxed because we're not under pressure as much as I thought we would be from Arsenal, because they're not having as much as the ball as I thought they would be. So, happy so far. Things can change, of course. Arsenal are the home team. They're a good side. But, yeah, happy with that. And here we go again. Picking up the ball. Back to De Gea. Give him a pass. McTominay. Nice. Anthony. Second ball. Oh, McTominay ran beyond Weghorst there, but I don't think he's ever going to see that. So that's something about Weghorst. Presses well, decent in and around the box, but link-up play, not really his thing. And McTominay made a run there that I think Martial probably would have seen, but not Weghorst. Still got possession though. Here's Varane into his own area, into the opposition's box, nicely into Wan-Bissaka, and Bruno's offside. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Man City are getting closer to Arsenal, aren't they? With those 2 games in hand as well. 2 games to play against each other. You could easily see City winning this bloody title again, couldn't you? Don't forget, we're sponsored by Sneak, sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE, delivered to your door. Get a starter pack where you get one of these and 9 different sachets to try. I'm on the cherry bomb today, and I'm feeling energetic, actually. Manchester United have revitalised my concerns. No, they haven't done that. They've revitalised my positivity. I think we're well in this game at the moment. Here's Rashford. The ball is on to Bruno Rashford. Oh my God! What a goal by Marcus Rashford! Absolute rocket into the bottom corner. You just can't define this guy at the moment. From failure to absolutely fantastic this season. Stunning stuff. Manchester United are 1-0 up. It's out of absolutely nowhere. Ramsdale, probably arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the league at the moment, has been beaten from 30 yards. I don't know whether he's unsighted. That is a stunner, an absolute stunner, and Manchester United lead 1-0. Watch this back. Comes from Luke Shaw. Good interception by Rashford as well. Gets it back from Bruno. Nice little bit of skill on Thomas Partey. Sends him back to Madrid and then beats Ramsdale on the front post. This is a brilliant goal. Look at the skill on Thomas Partey here. See you later. Past him. Stands him up. Bang. Oh, come on. That's magnificent. Where is this Rashford been for 2 years? Because I tell you what, this is the player we had 2.5 years ago, and he's found his way back. Magnificent. Brilliant skill to send Partey back to Madrid. And then Ramsdale, well, he won't like being beaten from there, but that is pure quality. Absolute quality. Magnificent. Manchester United lead 1-0. Manchester United Well, what did we say? What did we say when this team news came out? I'm worried. We're worried. But what did we also say? That's a bad foul by Ben White on Rashford. That is yellow card. Damn right, ref. But what did we also say? You've got to trust Eric. You've got to trust Eric. If we win this game, it's because of the manager. Because certainly when you look at the lineups, there's a mismatch, and yet he said he wanted to take Arsenal out of their comfort zone, and he has. It's 1-0 to Manchester United, and it's deservedly so. It's been a bit of a shaky first 20 minutes, first 2 minutes, but for the last 15, we've been the better side. And Arsenal are looking worried here, aren't they? They're looking concerned. They're not looking like the Arsenal of the last few months. They're looking like the Arsenal of the last few years. We have took them out of their comfort zone. And I think he's took them out of their comfort zone. Oh, don't show me that. When scoring first, we've not lost a game in bloody ages. We have took them out of their comfort zone. We're not giving them the possession. Really, really good start by Manchester United. Anthony fighting back there against Zinchenko. And I tell you what, Arsenal have got a battle on their hands now. You can't deny it. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved. I went with the 1-1. I'll be bloody over the moon if we can get a 5-0. Might be pushing it a little bit hard here, but the goal's fantastic. It's not, everybody knows that any player in the Premier League that's a striker can hit the ball from 30 yards in the bottom corner. It's a very hard skill, but it's doable. And we've seen Rashford do that before. But what might go unnoticed is the little skill move on Partey just before it. It was Thomas Partey is apparently better than Casemiro. Well, I hope he is, because that makes that skill move even more impressive. Absolutely fantastic bit of skill, and just brilliant. Where has this player been for 2 years? It's again, it's a credit to the player, and it's a credit to the manager as well. It was a completely individualistic goal. Why do you think Weghorst dropped so deep, Mark? Says Jay. Probably part of the plan. Here's Saka though, into the box. Lays it off, got to pick out the runners, and a corner, good block. I don't know who blocked Nketiah there, but a long way to go for Man United. Concentration, what is it that Ten Hag says? 100% focus for 100% of the game. It was, he really did skin Thomas Partey, yeah. It was brilliant. Anyway, look, long way to go. Focus, concentration. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've had a really good last 15 minutes, capitalised by a moment of individual superb world-class play by Rashford. Weghorst is doing little bits here and there. Liking him today. Ooh, Martinelli. And that was from Nathaniel. And Alex says, crazy how Rashford hit his shot with the inside of his boot and the ball was going wide but swerved in because of his technique. We look ambitious as Alex. And before the game, Gary Neville was worried about Man United as Claydon. There's nothing wrong with that, Claydon. I think every one of us sat there and looked at the team and we're worried. But those of us who support Ten Hag 100%, which is many of you, we also said, worried about the team, yes, but Ten Hag will have a plan. Casemiro is the best CDM in the Premier League, Mark. It's time to say it proud and to have him on our side, says Johnny. We're so calm as a team, very much in the image of Ten Hag, kind of clinical, good signs for the rest of the season, says Nick P. We just need, really, ideally, McSauce and Weghorst have yet to play a forward pass, says Ben. I've seen McTominay play some forward passes, Ben. Definitely seen him play some forward passes. It's a paradigm change, trying to play your own game away from home and against a own top side. We might lose because of squad, but it's elite mentality that's been missing. Believe in yourself. And we need another 1 or 2 goals to win this, but great start, says Nabu. Yeah, we're going to be under pressure now. I did say there was a game a few years ago where David De Gea was absolutely unbelievable and we ended up winning the game. And I think we're going to need that. At some point, Arsenal will get going. And obviously the danger is when you score, you automatically become a little bit more defensive. I'd like to see us try and keep doing what we were doing before the goal, which is just, still... Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's Nketiah on the back post. It's a cross to the back post again. I don't know who's marking him. I can't see Luke Shaw, but it's 1-1. And that's exactly what you don't want to do. All that hard work, All the hard work to go in front, deservedly so. You can't even keep it a clean sheet for 5 minutes. And it's Nketiah as well, who's not really their best player. Why is he free on the back post? Who is marking them? It's Xhaka with the cross again. I've mentioned Xhaka. No one seems to be picking Xhaka up at all. It's Wan-Bissaka again. He's just not very good on the back post. He cost us a goal against City. He's done it again. Oh, bloody hell. I wasn't expecting it to be Wan-Bissaka because it's on the other side. But it's such a shitty goal to give away. He just isn't very good. Look, he's played really well for United, but he's rubbish on the back post. He's always been rubbish on the back post. He just can't defend the back post on a cross. It's his weakness, and I mean, a free header in the Premier League on the back post, it's crap defending, that is. It really is. Disappointing. And it's a freebie. It's a freebie for Arsenal. Ten Hag looks furious because they've worked so hard, and he will know that's a freebie. That goal is a nothing goal. It's a very big goal in the context of the game, but they've not had to work for that. That's a whipped in cross to the back post, and there's a player unmarked. And now Arsenal will have the confidence, and all that work for 20 minutes just disappears. Oh, so frustrating. We've played so well to get ahead. It's a brilliant goal, and then just a soft goal, and the crowd's rocking for Arsenal now. Look, Wan-Bissaka's been brilliant for us this last month, but it doesn't change the fact that he can't defend the back post. He tries to follow the player instead of attacking the ball, can still pull it back, says SK. Yeah, we just need to settle down again now. It's so frustrating. You know, away from home, you don't want to be letting goals like that in. You don't want to be letting goals like that in. I don't know what it is about him on the back post. I remember when we played Brighton, that game when we scored the penalty with the last kick. I think it was the 98th minute or something like that. Right at the start of the season. I think it was the season that Solskjaer got sacked. I remember that game, Wan-Bissaka played at right back, and they must have had about 7 or 8 chances on the back post that they didn't score. He's just always been known for not being very good on the back post. People say Aaron Wan-Bissaka out in the chat are deluded. People loving him one week, hating him in the next, says Rocco. Yeah, I mean, it's too reactionary, that. You know, you should be able to constructively criticise a player and then, you know, realise that it's not his whole game. I mean, Eriksen's rubbish at tackling, but it doesn't make him a rubbish midfielder. It's a weakness. Wan-Bissaka's been brilliant for us. He was number 2 in our chart show yesterday, but he can't defend the back post. It's a weakness to his game. It doesn't make him a bad player. It costs us goals, but here's Rashford. Nice play by Weghorst. Rashford and wanted a free kick there. People saying, Aaron, yeah, I've done that one. I love De Gea, but it really is liability when playing from the back. I've not noticed that at all, Kelly, but thank you very much. Not only did Wan-Bissaka not mark his man, but why did he not even consider jumping to defend with his head? At least jump, says Johnny. He tries to... Yeah, I've done that. Thank you very much. Thanks for the super chats that came in there. Look, it's 1-1. We're not losing. Nice ball over the top for Nketiah. He's quick, isn't he? He's done well there against Varane. Held it up. There's Odegaard. Strong play by Martinez. Very strong play by Martinez. Nicely into Weghorst. Now to Anthony. This is good. Good little link-up play there by Weghorst. Anthony. He's going to be direct. Yes, he is. McTominay. Good shot. Good save. Ramsdale. Corner. Manchester United. That's good. You know, make something happen. Make something happen with the ball that you have. It's a straightforward save for Ramsdale, really. He's probably a little bit unsighted by the time it comes through. You're not going to catch it, but you're certainly not going to get beat, but we'll take the corner. Mark, any thoughts about the game against Barcelona? Says Leonardo. No, absolutely none. It's weeks away. Got our only thoughts about this game at the moment. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Man United taking a 1-0 lead through a worldie from Rashford. But Arsenal getting a very soft equaliser from across to the back post. And a free header for Nketiah. And it's back to even Stevens. Luke Shaw with the cross. Gabriel with the header away. Good play. You know, so what? Eriksen's been... I mean, I think he will be coming off for Fred in the second half at 100%, but he has been combative. My prediction was 1-1. Show strength. It was 1-1, but I'll be very surprised if it stays 1-1. I think there's more goals in this game. It's not been the game I thought it was going to be. I thought we'd be quite pragmatic, let them have the ball. Oh, Richard Arnold sat with Sir Alex Ferguson. Boo. Not Sir Alex. Why are you sat with him? What are you sat with Richard Arnold for, Sir Alex? Boo. He doesn't normally sit with him, does he? McTominay seems a changed player from last year. Seems so calm and on and off the ball. Better decision making as well. Luke, he's played half an hour in about 3 months. I don't know what you're talking about. He's hardly played. He's doing all right today, but he's hardly been playing. That's why he's been calm and composed, because he hasn't been playing. But you probably hit on something, to be fair. I think all our players have improved on the ball, haven't they? Because it's called coaching. We've definitely took Arsenal out of their comfort zone. Whatever anybody says in this first half an hour, I think Ten Hag has shown what you can do with, even when you've got big players out, you can still get, if you're a good coach, you can still get limited players to do the job for the team in the way that you want to, and still hurt a team like Arsenal. Here's Martinelli, not really got many options, and we'll pick up the... Oh no, we won't. Here's Xhaka again. Odegaard into Saka. Martinelli, still got it. Odegaard. And another corner. Thoughts on the game so far, Mark, says Seamus. I think it's been a really intelligent tactical approach to the game by Ten Hag to go to the Emirates and want possession. It's a brave way to go about it. I think many people thought that we might be a little bit more defensive, and I think that is probably why it's working, because I think we were all thinking we would play quite defensive, and are Eriksen and McTominay set up to play defensive? No. So it makes sense what he's actually done with Eriksen and McTominay, because we've actually played more on the front foot, in which case you want a player like Eriksen who can make those passes. So, it's brave to go and do it, but possession is 50-50, as you can see on the screen, and as Matt Train says. We've as I said, I've said it a few times because I want to hammer it home. Ten Hag said before the game he wants to take Arsenal out of their comfort zone. Arsenal's comfort zone is domination at home. People sit back, they just work their way into the game and score the goals. We took them out of their comfort zone by, basically treating it like we're at home, trying to express ourselves on them, which I think has probably shocked them, because they probably expected us, without Casemiro and without Martial, to be a little bit defensive like we were against Man City. Vamos says Maguire should be subbed on in the second half after his England performance in the World Cup. I think he deserves a second chance. Yeah. Let's get Maguire on because he played well for England. That really would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. Honestly, couldn't give a shit about England and England performances. So let's stick to the players that play well for Man United. That's not a foul by Luke Shaw. Don't like this back and forth with the goalkeeper, says Kevin. DL says that's not taking them out of their comfort zone. DL's a bit thick. You're a bit thick, aren't you, mate? Apparently it's not taking Arsenal out of their comfort zone, not letting them play at home like they normally do. All right, mate. What is it then? Taking them to Nando's? I think we've got. I think there's a second half plan as well. I think if this stays 1-1, I think he's got a plan in the second half as well. I think it will involve Fred. Catchers, thank you very much for becoming a member. Weghorst has been great at pulling defenders away from the likes of Rashford on build-up plays. His height has been as much needed help on corners too, says Brick. Welcome to the Members Club, Justin. United are going to win 4-2, says Odin. Long way to go for that. But Weghorst again, just holding it up nicely. Lovely ball out to Anthony. Go on, have him. Go on, go forward. Oh, it's not a good pass to Wan-Bissaka, but Bruno picks it up. Anthony does look a little bit more mobile. How much has Fergie paid Anthony Taylor since 58 go? For what? We've not had anything go our way yet. Nice one. De Gea into Ericsson. Has it back. I like the way that we passed out from the back. I really did think, you know, if you're going to play deep, you're probably going to hit a lot of long balls. But I do like the way that we've played out from the back. Now he tries and hits Weghorst. Clever ball. We've still... Yep, Weghorst, keep working. Come on, don't play to the... You've got to play to the whistle. What are your top 6 predictions, says Blaze? Oh, I don't know. Too hard to do top 6. Top 4, I think it is as it is at the moment. United, Newcastle, Man City and Arsenal. Thoughts on the game so far, everybody? I've been very, very happy with Manchester United because it's actually been good to watch. You know, the worst type of games are when you know you have to go a little bit defensive. And I'm glad that we haven't. I'm glad that we're not inviting pressure. I'm glad that we are, you know, trying to express ourselves in the game, having 50% possession. It bodes well for a positive result for United. And I hope that we can keep it going. Arteta thinks he's playing centre mid, doesn't he? He doesn't half move around a lot now. Must be on sneak. Corner to Arsenal here. Mikel Arteta looking like Pep twice, says Nitro. He's very animated. I rate Arteta, but his antics are embarrassing. Deservedly booked. Needs putting in his place. Oh, Arteta got booked, Harry. Thanks. I thought somebody was on about someone got booked, and I thought, what, Luke Shaw got booked for that foul on Saka? Absolutely not. Would have been ridiculous. But we haven't had that phase of play yet where you expect it from Arsenal at home, where they do have that good play by Bruno there. Here's Anthony on the left-hand side this time. He's going to play Rashford in. There's a ball to Weghorst if he plays it first. Oh, he didn't have it. There was a ball to Weghorst on first one-on-one first time, but Rashford never had it under control. Oh, Shaw did get booked. I thought he booked Arteta. Oh, fucking hell. That was never a bloody yellow card by Luke Shaw. So Arteta basically moaned about it and Luke Shaw got booked. Both got booked. Weghorst isn't even good at winning headers. What's he in the team for, says Arman. I think Weghorst has done all right. I can tell you whether Luke Shaw's been booked because we'll be able to see it on the screen. No, he's not been booked. There's no yellow card there. Luke Shaw has not been booked. There's no yellow card next to his name. Look at the stats carousel. And then look at Arsenal. And you can see that Ben White has got a yellow card on him. So Luke Shaw was not booked. Oh, my ball crash sure didn't get booked. Arteta did, says Oliver. Yeah, well, Luke Shaw has not been booked. Lovely play by Anthony there. Megs on white. I think from an Arsenal point of view, good play by Bruno down the wing here. Let's have a look. Where's he gonna go? Into Rashford, leaves it for Ericsson. Back to Bruno. Come on, back post for Weghorst. That's the ball. No height on it. Crossing's been poor from United this half. We've had opportunities with Anthony, Bruno there, Wan-Bissaka. It's not putting the height into the box, and we've got the height in the box. Put the cross in the box. But I think from United's point of view, it would be pretty frustrating for Ten Hag that when you think about it, apart from the goal, they've not really had a chance, really, have they? I mean, a couple of blocks, but the best chance of the game they've scored, which you'd expect them to do. It was easy, but apart from that, we've defended very well. 50-50 possession still as well. We're nearly at half time. When Casemiro and Ericsson play, one of them always holds back when the other goes forward. McTominay and Ericsson are parallel and easy to play through, says Kizza. Can you imagine what this manager would do with some proper backing? Being very, very impressed, says Simran. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, imagine if Ten Hag had the resources of a Chelsea or a Manchester City, and what he could do. When he doesn't have to use a loanee from Burnley, or put Scott McTominay into the midfield for a game like this, when he's actually got backup in each of the position that he wants. Anthony looks a different player today. He's played really well, James. I wouldn't say he played really well, but he's played a lot better. Made for Garnacho later, says Kieran. Ben White's on a yellow. Arsenal leaving a lot of space down United's left. Even if we lose, great to see us trained to play, says Kieran. Yeah, considering we played Wednesday night as well. Four minutes to half time. We're wasting your time, la 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 la, time, our time as well, la la la, living a lie. 3 minutes to go to half time, half the job done. Having said that, I'm not going to concede that a draw is half the job done. When you think about it, Rashford's goal was world class. Their goal was just bad marking. Why not go and do it again? Although, admittedly, we haven't really created any chances, have we? You've got to be fair in that sense. We haven't really created a big chance. I know McTominay's shot went for a corner, but Ramsdale would be disappointed to delete that, to let that in. Rashford's goal was a worldie. Neither team really creating big chances at the moment. It's up for grabs. It's up for grabs. Arteta's not actually in his technical area, ref. Could I just make a complaint? He's never in his technical area. He's always out. Those little white dashes, that's your technical area, mate. Technically. A rule is a rule. I think our fullbacks have been helping a lot in midfield. Only chances have been from Saka's wing. Shame we don't have Casa. They reset so slow, says SK. I had a roast chicken dinner for lunch, for dinner today. No Gaming 7. Yeah, lovely. Lissandro Martinez in the midfield would have been better option. McTominay never asked for the ball. He has zero confidence on the ball, says Juan. Well, we're doing all right at the moment. It's working okay at the moment. tell you what, I just love the way we get out of trouble this season. That was a foul on Rashford, yes. I love the way we get out of trouble this season. You know, we don't just blast the ball aimlessly. When we're under pressure, like we were under pressure here, Bruno will play it into Rashford and, you know, wins the free kick. But we've got the confidence when we're under pressure to try and pass our way out. I love the hoodie, Mark, says 420. Yeah, available on United Stand Shopify if you want to get one. Only released them this weekend. I had to wait to make sure we won last weekend. We do ship them worldwide. Don't forget, Sneak. Scan the QR code on your phone. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE. Delivered to your door. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks. Get a starter pack where you get one of these containers and 9 different sachets to try. Delivered next day in the UK, and also we do worldwide as well. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE. Good pass out by De Gea, but a bad pass by Shaw. One last game. Thanks for joining the Members Club. We're nearly at half-time here. 2 minutes added on. Well, let's not do anything stupid here. Let's get to half-time. Zinchenko with the shot. That'll go wide. Yeah, they're available in different colours, Tobias. I don't know what colours they've got. You'd have to go to the website. Well, I'm just grateful that I'm not as nervous as I thought I was going to be in this game. I really did think that we'd be under more pressure. And that's not to say that we won't be in the second half. But long way to go, of course. But United have done well so far. Why Anthony is being booed when he doesn't have the ball, says Vim. I don't really know. Here's a mistake. Wan-Bissaka. Well, there's a little bit of a look of a penalty about it, but referees waved it away again. I don't think there was huge appeals from United there. I'd have to see that again. It looked like it, you know, Wan-Bissaka's not normally the sort of player. Well, it's hard to say with Wan-Bissaka whether he's the sort of player that goes down easy, but he certainly went down. Now it's Odegaard on the break. We're about to hit half-time here, but Saka's got some space. Pick up the men, pick up the men. Good block by Luke Shaw. And that should be it. Half-time, hopefully. Good interception by Weghorst, although it's dropped to Zinchenko. Get rid of it. What's Ericsson doing? And David De Gea's got that. I'm sorry, but Weghorst is a tough watch. Doesn't look like a footballer. Doesn't even look like an athlete. Just an extra body running around aimlessly, says Kevin Miller Music. I tell you what, that's harsh, isn't it? Very, very harsh. Well, I think it's been a Ten Hag masterclass so far. Arteta has struggled to get his team playing the way they would normally play at home, and Manchester United, you wouldn't know it's at the Emirates at the moment. It's been a very, very equal game. Very pleased with it. Let us know what your thoughts are at half-time. As I say, Kevin just said that Weghorst is a tough watch. He's just an average footballer. Veronica, welcome to the Members Club. Is Arteta looking for a loan move or contract? He's running about. He's playing for a contract, says SK. And Ben White looked like he fell asleep on a tanning bed, says Jonathan. Right, let's have a quick look at the stats on the screen. Let me get them up. Interesting to see. And what I would say is that I think if you'd said to me at half-time between Manchester United and Arsenal, if you'd said to me in the week that we'd have 51% possession for Arsenal and 49% possession for us, I'd say, bloody hell, that game's not gone the way I thought it was going to go. It's fantastic. I mean, look, they've had a lot of shots, Arsenal, 11 shots, but realistically, it's not like they've peppered our goal. They've had one shot on target, and that was the goal. We've had 2 shots on target and 2 shots. So we've been a lot more clinical with our chances, but maybe Arsenal have been having a lot of shots where they maybe shouldn't have done. They've had 6 corners to 1. We're roughly around the same passes. Our passing accuracy has been better than them. And I think, you know, those stats there, you've got to look at that and go, you've got to be happy with that. We are the away team. They've had a little bit more pressure than us, corners, more shots, but we've been clinical with ours. We're certainly, I'd say we're certainly worthy of a draw at the moment. And if we've got a plan in the second half, we're in this game. We're in this game. And I certainly think if that game finished 1-1 now, we'd take more positives than them. It's a bit like Chelsea-Liverpool yesterday, isn't it? The home team is probably, the away team is taking more positives from it so far. Long time to go, long way to go yet, and I suspect Arteta will not be happy with the way it's going for Arsenal, whereas I think Ten Hag will be over the moon with what we're doing. To be able to go to Arsenal, who are top of the league and the best team in the league, and go toe-to-toe with them and play progressive football and 50-50 football, possession-wise, when you're missing what to Ten Hag is his, a number 9, and his best player at CDM, to still be able to go and do that is just impressive as to the coaching acumen and development that we are witnessing under Ten Hag. And we said it when the team news came out. I'll put my hands up and say when that team news came out, I was worried, but I did say, and many people also said it, I'm not going to start getting negative or moaning, because Ten Hag, we trust the manager. He trains the team, he picks the team, and he's been fantastic in recent weeks. And again, he has got it right so far. If Ollie was still here, I'd take a draw, but not now, says Justin. I wouldn't take a draw at this point. And that's not because Arsenal aren't going to still go and win it. But we're in this game, and Arsenal are not dominating us. So why would you take a draw at this point? There may be something better than that. Anthony has played better today, but needs to improve his passing. The thing I like about Anthony, Kelly, in this game is he just seems less static, less slow, more mobile, more energetic, more direct, and I think that is what he's going to have to do in this in the Man United shirt. Thoughts on Scott McTominay? Says Saham. So far, so okay. I'm not going to milk it and say he's been brilliant. I think sometimes when McTominay has an okay game, it gets classed as a world-class game because it's not dreadful. So far, so okay. I think they're running off as a little bit occasionally. I'm a bit worried about who's meant to be marking Xhaka. Yeah, but look, I think they're doing okay, Eriksen and McTominay. And I think the reason for that is that we actually are trying to play a high line. We actually are trying to pass, and keep the ball. Arsenal, to me, have been minimalised and taken out their comfort zone, like Ten Hag said. Remember, we played Wednesday night. Arsenal have had a week off. They've been very out of character, and I think you've got to put that down to Ten Hag. Fred for McTominay says, Lissandro, I think Weghorst has been solid for a loan from Burnley, presses well and holds the ball decently. People are judging like they expect Kane levels, says Lance. Yeah, look, I don't think Weghorst has had a bad half. I just think he's a pretty average player. What do people expect? In a certain sense, Kevin's right. He is a player that just runs about and does little bits, but that's what he is. No top 4 club is queuing up to buy him. He is an average Premier League striker, and he's done okay for us, but he's not a match winner. Well, hopefully he is a match winner, but you know what I mean. He's not like Rashford. He's not going to skip past 2 players and whack it in the bottom corner. Shaw needs to be careful against Saka, but a good first half for United, says George. Wan-Bissaka is bloody rubbish, Mark. It's shocking he can't cover his back post, says Trey. Well, no, Wan-Bissaka's been brilliant for us this season. He just can't mark the back post. What a difference a year makes. Clinical passing, one touch, great pressing, working as a team. Not there yet, but loving the direction we're heading, says Stephen. For the first time, I can't work out our tactics, but in a good way. Ten Hag has stumped me and I love it, says Duncan. Weghorst holding up very well. McTominay's been anonymous in the game. I'd much prefer Fred for the work rate. Scooby-Doo hasn't offered anything, says Mancunian Reds. Thank you very much for your super chats. I think I've caught up. Man, I wish Weghorst had pace, says Kelly. He would have been a world-class striker. Aaron Wan-Bissaka needs to improve his defensive awareness. He keeps getting beat at the far post. If he becomes good at that, Delo is out of the team, says Architect. And Lance says, I think he's done okay, Weghorst. Wan-Bissaka's never going to improve on the back post, by the way. He's been like it for about 5 years. He just can't cover the back post. It's just not in him. It's a weakness. Bruno sometimes hits ridiculous Hollywood passes and gives the ball away. It's a weakness. A lot of players have a weakness. It doesn't mean they're a bad player, but it's a weakness. To be fair, he's cost as 2 goals in 2 weeks against Man City. I mean, just seeing it there, it's just bloody... It's awful for Wan-Bissaka. I mean, they're highlighting him on Sky here, and it's just bloody awful. It's his man, and he's just absolutely... I mean, he's marking him there, and he's even touching him there, and then it's just... I don't know. He's watching him. The cross comes in, and he's lost him. Yeah, it's... I mean, there's not a lot you can say. It's just very bad defending from Wan-Bissaka. But I'd be very frustrated. I'd be very frustrated if I was Ten Hag, because you get yourself 1-0 in front, and then I mean, I can see Roy Keane, Ned Flanders. He's not happy about it, because you're away from home against a good Arsenal side. You get yourself into that position, and ultimately you just give a goal away. You've just given a goal away. Hi Mark, you're spot on. The lack of physicality, and Erik Ten Hag feels the same. That's why Erik Ten Hag dropped Sancho, and he will likely do the same with Eriksen at some point, says Zua. I don't think Weghorst has had a bad half. The way he holds up the ball and movement off the ball and the press from the front has been very good, says Charlie. And whatever the result, I'm loving the Ten Hag effect. With time and resources, he will take United places, says Hamada. Well, I'm loving that. I'm loving that. I said it before the game kicked off. Eriksen is playing Casemiro's role, and McTominay is at 8, right, says Shahin. No, I think they're basically playing as a 2. Shahin, yeah. Based on the game currently, what changes would you make at 60 minutes, says Edward? Just about to talk about that, actually. Thank you very much for that. Anthony's been poor at passing all season. He really needs to improve his passing. Palestri should be given a chance, says Architect. Yeah, look, we said this before the game, and I think it's very important to just hammer that home, that one thing we have in this fan base at the moment is realism. You look at that team and you go, I'm a little bit worried about this, but we were a little bit worried about Malacia last week, and he was brilliant against Mahrez. So we still look at the team and go, I'm worried about that. But then there's this overriding confidence and backing for the manager, which is great, because he's earned that. And even though people were worried about the team when it came out, everybody I could see in the chat and the conversations we were having before the game was, we back the manager. He knows what he's doing, and hopefully he will know what he's doing here. And he certainly does. And it's a shame in a sense, but that's just the way it goes. I think if you did take McTominay out the team for Casemiro, we'd probably be winning. That's the thing. If we can get out of this game with a positive result and be able to say, and we were missing our best player, the sky's the limit if we can just get better players in. Honestly, I think everyone is playing well, says Miles. We just need to keep it up. Goldbridge is 10 out of 10, just like 10 out of 10 I pulled at the weekend, says Sheriff. All right, okay. And Renat Rashford is doing God's work for Ten Hag, says CGI. Right, tactically, second half, what I would look to do is you're going to have to bring Fred on at some point, because Arsenal are the home team. What can happen with the home team is last 15 minutes, they want to win, crowd gets up, you have to defend. So we don't want to get caught tired. So I think Fred's going to come on at some point, and logically it's probably going to be for Eriksen because he played midweek. That might not be a bad thing. I can see McTominay playing the full 90, so I think Fred will come on for Eriksen. And I think you've got to make a change in the attack. I quite like what somebody said in the first half. With Ben White on a yellow card, Garnacho always makes things happen. Is it not a good idea to get Garnacho on the wing? And potentially you take Weghorst off and you bring on Rashford. So that's an option as well. So I certainly think Garnacho will come on at some point. Fred will come on at some point. Beyond that, it's difficult to see what you would do, because we've got Lindelof, Malacia and Maguire that you really don't want to be bringing on. You've got Fred that you know you're going to bring on. Garnacho's going to come on. And then you're left with Palestri, Mainu and Alanga, which in a game like this, they're I just can't see him doing that. So, yeah, I think Fred and Garnacho are probably the two. And potentially you take Weghorst off and Eriksen. I have a feeling that Ten Hag will school Arteta again in the second half. I can sense a master plan here, says Matteo Red Devil. I certainly feel he's got a plan in the second half, yeah. And Pidge says, the best defenders, especially fullbacks, have a sixth sense when it comes to spatial awareness and what's around them. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will never have that. And Sean says, I think we've been really good. McTominay a bit non-existent but hasn't played much. I think we need to put pressure on White second half, made for Garnacho. Yes, Sean, very, very good point. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. Look, I think, I talk about the traffic light system a lot, red, green, and then amber in between. And I think that we live in a society where everything is red and green. It's either great or it's crap, and people get very angry about that. And I don't think so. I think you either really like a player and you back them 100%, or you don't like a player and you slag them off 100%. And actually, you can say a player's good, but they've got a major weakness. I think Wan-Bissaka's been brilliant the last month. Brilliant. Like, the low's been out. If Wan-Bissaka had been bad, we probably wouldn't be in the position we're in. He has really helped us out in the last month. So I'm not here to say that Wan-Bissaka's crap. He's been brilliant, but he can't defend the back post. You know, he can't. It's like marrying your dream person, isn't it? And but they can't cook, or they can't drive, or in fact they can't drive is probably a better one, isn't it? But because, you know, they can't give you a lift down the pub or something like that, or pick you up. But it doesn't mean that you don't think they're fantastic and you're not in love with them. They just have a perceived weakness to you. And Wan-Bissaka is weak on the back post. He's always been weak on the back post. It's not a surprise. And it's cost us a goal last week, and it's cost us a goal this week. You can't afford to lose a goal a game because of it, and that needs to be rectified. But it doesn't mean he's not a good player. He's been brilliant for us. But there'll be people out there saying he's shit, this, that, and the other. He's not shit. He's a good player. He's just got a weakness. You know, even someone like Rashford, who's in wonderful form, the other night he wanted to keep his goal scoring record going, and I think at times he was shooting and trying to get past players when he should have passed it. That's a weakness. Luke Shaw playing well, but he's backing off Saka too much. He needs him to stop him coming box. Look out for it, says Tom Boone. Well, I'd also look out for Xhaka, because no one's picking him up. Anthony's doing well, but needs to improve his final pass. He gave the ball away in the final third a bunch of times, says Cowboy. Palestri to come on and score the winner. You heard it here first, says Adam. And we are a collective of good guys. We need to be Turbo Prats in the second half. Why, says a yellow. Put pressure on his cheeks and get him off, says Johnny. There we go. Thank you very much for that. And Blake says we might as well go for the win. We got the attacking talent in Rashford and Anthony. We're going to get top four anyway. We might as well go for it and cause more havoc in the league. Interesting, brave assessment there, Blake. Rashford's not spending too much energy. Wonder if it's by design. We put Garnacho up front for more energy and we can beat this Arsenal side, says Kia. You hit the nail on the head, Mark. The players and manager have been amazing this season, although we as fans will always be worried even about the smallest things, says Architect. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. Tall striker and can't get service in the box, says Emberd. I would like to see more of that. We've tried to put the crosses in the box. They've not been very good today. There we go. Thanks for all the super chats. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got nearly 60,000 watching. Remember, in the second half, we'll have the player ratings where you can mark everybody by 10 out of 10, 6 being the average. Player ratings will go up. We then aggregate all of those, and we go through that in the match reaction after the game. So make sure you subscribe anyway. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome on the United Stand. Live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Just watching that Rashford goal again, absolutely delightful. We're only 200 subscribers away from 563,000, so hit that button in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. Second half is about to start here. Manchester United are 1-1. Same players coming out in the second half. Varane's been good. Martinez has been good. Bruno's been good. Yeah, good performance. Keep it going. Keep it going. That's all you can say. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, do it, do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, do it, do it. Can we do it? I tell you what, I liked that comment from Blake saying, look, we're going to get top four anyway. Let's bloody go for it. Why not? Why not? Why not go for it? Why not have a pop? If anything, they're looking a little bit vulnerable, and we're looking a little bit confident. Now, they're going to make a mistake. They're going to make a mistake. Not make a mistake. They're going to make a sub here. They're going to bring Tomiyasu on. And Mark, do you think Bruno should have had a penalty from Ramsdale? Says RJV. No, I think it would have been a bit soft. You might get one in the Prem. You might have got one at Old Trafford, but I think it might have been a bit soft. Maxim says Malacia in for McTominay and Martinez in CDM in the end of the game with Fred. Ericsson can't run all game and McTominay is too far from Xhaka, says Maxim. There we go. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Good half-time chat as ever. Let's get the stats carousel running as well. Remember, that's sponsored by OneFootball, download it for free. Links in the video description, or the QR code is in the top right hand corner. Free to download OneFootball. Get all your latest breaking football news, stats, etc. on the OneFootball app. It's available on Apple, Android, and everything else. Give it a download for free. Check it out. But we're up and running for the second half. Time is going as well. Good, good, good. And I think the next goal is key. If we can score the next goal and go ahead twice, it's going to really mess with Arsenal's head. And remember, Arsenal are under pressure here. Man City have already won this afternoon. They were 2-0 down to Spurs at home. Arsenal were getting excited. Obviously, they shouldn't have done. They should know what Spurs are like. But Man City, 2 wins in a row after losing to us. They're very much in this title race. And Arsenal will, at times, start to feel the pressure. Xhaka wanted a free kick there. Referee lets it go. Anthony Taylor there. But it's Anthony, the Brazilian here, and gets caught by Xhaka afterwards. I think that was a foul, but the referee doesn't seem to want to give it. Get right into them from the get-go, says Scott. I like it, Scott. Get right into them. Don't let them settle. Anthony. Veghorst to score today would be unexpected and nice, says Gershon. You've got to give him a chance for it. I mean, Anthony's going to get booked here. Watching from LA, hoping for a Rashford hat-trick. Thank you, Mark, says Sean. I mean, you could almost predict that yellow card from Anthony. He felt he'd been fouled by Xhaka, and then he does have this mean streak in him, this petulant streak in him, where he's a bit of a hothead. And I don't know that... Yeah. I don't know that is a yellow card, to be honest, but he can't seem to... He seems a bit of a hothead. He needs to just calm that down, because he's got a lot of things on his plate in the Premier League to prove himself. And here's Veghorst, and now here is Anthony, and he's got space. Prove yourself now. Oh, he's too left-footed there. If he uses his right, he wins a corner, though. Could have been a good chance for Anthony, that, but little bit too left-footed there. You know, you can't run in a one-on-one all on your left foot. Hi, Mark. Since you have United stand for a while now, when was the last time you went to Old Trafford for a live match? Just curious. Also, great job on the content. This, by far, the best United community out there, says Sam. Thank you very much, mate. Let's see what happens with the corner first. Shaw with the cross. And Arsenal, watch out on the break here. Saka does well there, didn't he? Did well. Loads of United players around, and he keeps hold of it. And now it's Nketiah. Good tackle. Good tackle, Martinez. But he still rode the tackle, and now it's Saka again. Options for Arsenal. And he's well, he's done better on the back post, Wan-Bissaka that time. Who did Tomiyasu come on for then? I didn't see. Is he on for... Cross comes in. Because Ben White's still on. Well, jog on if you're having a penalty for that. Oh, Ben White did come off. I thought I just saw Ben White. He's not on then. Yeah, well, they're quite clever taking Ben White off, aren't they? Because he's on a yellow card, so it makes sense. Here's Xhaka. We don't want to go into our shell here. United, traditionally, we're not very good in the first 20 minutes of the second half as well. It tends to be our worst period of the game, the first 20 minutes. Anthony needs to calm down a bit. he's putting his shoulder in and leaving bits in on players, and he's on a yellow card. So if I was Bruno, I'd go and have a word with him, and I'd say, calm yourself down. Calm yourself down, lads. Calm yourself down. Chris says get him off his spent. Well, I don't know about that. I just think he needs to calm down a little bit. Of course, what we might see from United, I wish I'd said it at half time. First half, I thought we were quite good against Palace. Second half, we were crap. So apart from the defence, so we need to be better as an attacking outfit in the second half. It took Vinicius Junior a season to start delivering from Madrid. We need patience with Anthony, says Johnny. I agree. Zinchenko, though, driving forwards, that can't be happening a lot. Put me in that United midfield and we would get thrashed 7-0, says Daki. This first 5 minutes of the second half feels a little bit more like we probably expected from Arsenal in the first half. A lot more possession. I'll be interested to see what those possession stats are doing as they go round, because it feels like Arsenal having a lot more momentum here. Now, maybe that's part of the game plan. Maybe it is, but I don't see what was wrong with the game plan in the first half with us on the ball. Good tackle, McTominay, but Odegaard rides that one as well. Lovely play. And fair play to Martinez, because I think Xhaka would have tried to do the same thing here. Look at this by Odegaard. Look at the skill. Oh, that was magnificent. You see that by Odegaard there? He sort of did this drag back pass. And well played, Martinez. Make sure he gets the tackle done. Corner to Arsenal. It's having a little bit too much of the ball for my liking at the moment, Arsenal. And I just wonder whether Eriksen's starting to tire. It was a nice pass, wasn't it, Brock, from Odegaard. Shot from distance. Oh, no. No. Second game in a row. It's an absolute banger from Saka. He's in competition with Rashford for who can score the best goal. Well, there's all sorts wrong with this. There's all sorts wrong with this. Somebody said at half-time, Luke Shaw's backing off from Saka too much. He's giving him too much space. Does he back off? How does De Gea get beat from there? There's a lot to look at with this on the replay. It looks like an absolute banger, but I don't know. I've got to see this again. It was sort of out of nothing. So it's Saka. Oh, it's Eriksen. He's got Eriksen. I was just saying Eriksen. Look what he just drops the shoulder. Bang. I don't know. Let's have a look from here. I mean, De Gea doesn't see it till late. Bog off. Bog off. Ah, it's a good goal. Look at the curl on that. Fucking hell, that's a brilliant goal. You know what? When you see it from there, that is brilliant. There's nothing De Gea can do that. It's like Rashford's. It's bending away. Comes in. Absolutely brilliant goal. Second game in a row we've had a worldie. That is a fucking brilliant goal. You know when you see it from behind the goal? I mean, I think the only thing I can say is Eriksen doesn't close him down quick enough. But even then, the shot is just... when you see it from behind the goal and you see he's curled it towards the goal, it's a little bit like Rashford's. It's just... it's hard to swallow. It's hard to swallow a goal like that. Second game in a row as well. We're getting beaten by worldies, aren't we? That's the problem. That's why you can't afford to give the soft goals up. Because you're playing a team that's got... When you're playing teams that can score worldies, you can't be giving them a free goal like we did in the first half. Here's Rashford. Come on. Come on, United. Go on, Rashford. Good save by Ramsdale. How did he get that through? Come on, United. Come on. Come on then. 55 minutes. There's plenty of time left here. Here's Anthony. Oh, what's that? Bloody shooting off balance. Can't see a way back here. Could lose us. First game in a while, says Darren. Long way to go. And again, we don't have options on the bench to change it, says Jan here. Fucking hell. But it's the same old story we were talking about before they scored. You could sense there was a bit of tiredness. You could also sense that we continually, and it's a legacy thing, it's been going on for years, we're not good after the second half. There's something about United, and it's still there with Ten Hag. Eriksen's running like a turtle there, says David. Well, Eriksen's not a defensive player. It's just not a defensive player. We're always a bit sleepy after the break as an attacking side. They're losing because they're jogging around and Arsenal are putting in the energy, says Jim. Get Anthony off the pitch for who? Watch out for Trossard now with tired legs, says Jay. Oh, that deflected. That was a good save by Ramsdale because that deflected. Rashford's shot, he's gone near post. It's deflected up wide. Good save that. I mean, that could have been a goal. That could have been 2-2. These players have no fight in them. They're weak, says Spartacus. Come on, chill out. Chill out. We're losing 2-1 to the league leaders who've scored and Saka's just scored a bloody worldie. Chill out. We've got no divine right to win every bloody game. We've had 10 years where we've been crap. You know, it's not... We can't go from last week we're title contenders to now we're completely crap. We've got to have some perspective. It's always going to be a difficult game. You're always going to face challenges. We went 1-0 down to City last week and people were like, that's it, it's done. And we won 2-1. You know, one thing about this manager, he's always got a plan. And I don't think there's a lot you can do other than close him down better. But as soon as he gets the shot off, there ain't nobody stopping that. It's just a fantastic goal. Very much like Rashford's. You know, goalkeeper always think, have I been beat from there? And then you look at it and you go, well, yeah. Anyway, here's Weghorst. Nice ball out to Shaw. Come on, put it in. Corner. Mark, honestly, we need to put balls into the box. As Anthony isn't taking on his balls to Spartacus, I don't think we put a decent cross in this whole game. You know, you've got this big striker. Even there, he's laying it off to Luke Shaw and he's saying put the ball in and we don't put it in. Joshua says, I blame you, Mark, not for wearing your tartan. I only really wear my tartan on a night game, mate, because I normally have a bath and put my pyjamas on. So the tartan will be back on Wednesday night, but I'm not going to put my pyjamas on at 4 o'clock. 3:30. Corner to United. Eriksen with the cross. Ramsdale punches at it. Martinez, goal! 2-2! Manchester United are back into it! 2-2! And it's Martinez! Martinez, the Argentinian World Cup winner, makes it 2-2, runs to the away fans, and Manchester United are back in it! What did I tell you, you negative shits? Oh, we're going to get beat, we're going to get beat. We're back level within a few minutes of a worldie. Arsenal did it to us, we've done it to them. 2-2, the game's level, we go again. Come on, absolutely brilliant. Martinez, the instillment of what exists in this team. We're not beaten. Martinez heads it up over the goalkeeper. They can't keep it out, and it's 2-2. Back in, game on. Let's go again. Come on then. 2-2 Manchester United. It ain't over yet. 2-2. Get in. Manchester United are alive in this game. And I tell you what, Marcus Rashford and Saka must be privately thinking, I've just scored a bloody worldie and it won't be a winner. 2-2. This is what I mean. You've got to start learning the mentality. You've got to start learning the mentality under Ten Hag. This team is never beaten. We're never beaten. You can't go, oh, we're 2-1 down, it's all going to go wrong. It won't go wrong. We'll keep staying in it. And I tell you what as well, Man United and Arsenal fans, we're locked in this emotionally. You know, we are. But imagine what we are showing to the rest of the world here. What a game. Two worldies, 2 equalisers, still half an hour to go. What an advert for the Premier League. Fantastic. And we're part of this. We're part of this. I just can't see the plan other than give it to Rashford and hopefully he scores. There's still work to do, says Jim. The quality of football in this game is levels above Liverpool versus Chelsea, says Simran. And we need Fred on for Eriksen ASAP. Garnacho on for Anthony. Put Rashi on the right, says Yads. There you go. There you go. Well, we've got a cracking game on here. Which way's it going to go? Come on. 3... this would be massive if we can win it. But we're in it. We're in it to win it. We're not out of this game. Fantastic performance from Manchester United to get back into it so quickly. It's ebbing and flowing. Jack says United fans annoy me. Yeah, because we're not quitters. We're not going to give in. I can see Ten Hag mind games here, says Nathaniel. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. United back in this. 2-2. Martinez equals warrior. He embodies what it is to wear the shirt, says Krish. We need to win this, says Damilo. He's too small for the Prem, says Darren. Yeah, too small. I played the game. We need to put balls in the box now. He's a 6'6" striker, says Spartacus. We need to settle. You know, it's very unlikely Arsenal will score another worldie, so we need to settle, concentrate, and focus. You can't do much about that goal that Saka scored. You know, you can't. But what you can do is get back into the game. Good play by Rashford there. Tommy Asu's going to have to give up the foul. No, Rashford's got it. He's done well. Done very well. Eriksen. Good play by Veghorst there. Veghorst has been brilliant, says Robert McCormack. Darren, thank you very much for the super chat. Martinez equals warrior. He embodies what it is to wear our shirt, says Krish. Thanks very much for the super chat there, Krish. Nice ball to Zinchenko from Arsenal here. You've got to, can't just drop off. Someone's got to engage him in the ball there. McTominay, you've got to go to that. You can't stand next to Varane. It's, you know, Zinchenko's eyeing up a shot there. He can't. We've just conceded one. Luke Shaw, that's a lovely ball. I think Rashford might be offside. Oh, the referee, he's playing on. I thought he was offside, but we're playing on. We're playing on. Game's starting to open up a little bit here. I don't mind that. If we're comfortable with it, I think Ten Hag is comfortable with it. That's absolutely fine. It's prime for Garnacho to come on, says Chris. Well, of course, we've got to be careful because Arsenal probably do have the better bench. So, you know, subs could be key here. Here's Saka. Shaw's got to go closer here. He's not engaging him. Got to go closer there. Where has Scooby-Doo been? Forget he was playing, says Seb. And Martinez passion hasn't been seen since Vidic, says Mark. See, Shaw's got to go a little bit closer there. That gap's too much. It just gives Saka too many options to pass. Difficult player to play against Saka, but you've got to engage him better than that. You can't give him too much space, as we've seen already once. Thanks, Renate, in the chat. Mods. Still passing out from the back. Good to see that. Can't believe people said he was too small, says Darren. Unpopular opinion, Rashi beats Haaland for goals, says Alex. No, he won't. No, he won't. McTominay just doesn't have the feel. He doesn't read the game at all, says Brad. That's what's missing from him most of all. Well, we're in this game at the moment. That's the main thing. Come on, United. If we win the charge, here we come, says Clips. And Sir Alex versus Wenger, now Ten Hag versus Arteta. The future of this fixture looks absolutely amazing. Martinez is such a warrior. I love his mentality. The pressing from United has been fantastic today, by the way. The press from the front has been superb today. It's really It's really made life difficult for Arsenal. I mean, they're always going to create chances. They're top of the league and they're at home, but we have engaged the press really well. Eden, thank you very much. Nice ball in. It's Xhaka again. Bloody Xhaka. Somebody has got to pick Xhaka up. We've been talking about this for 65 minutes. Nobody is picking him up. One of the midfielders has got to be responsible for Xhaka. It's McTominay there. He's gone chasing Zinchenko. That's not your man, mate. Zinchenko's a left back. To be ripping Anthony's head off there and saying, I'm going to come to Zinchenko and then I leave Xhaka. Butcher saves one and scores one. Not meant to play for Premier League, apparently, says Shiem. I don't think that's McTominay's fault. I think he has to go and engage Zinchenko and then he has to leave Xhaka. And ultimately, it's these spare men that will cost you a game. Getting frustrated, Arsenal. Man United just doing triangles here. De Gea, Varane and Martinez. I'll tell you what, Weghorst doesn't win many in the air, does he? I've seen De Gea goes long to him there. It's a good ball to him and he doesn't win it. You know, a lot. Somebody said this to me about Weghorst. He's not actually great in the air. He's not bad, but it's, you know, for his height, he's not actually dominant in the air. Anthony out, Fred in, Ericsson and Bruno free roll, says Christopher. Welcome to the Members Club, Tony James. Welcome, Tony. Hope you're doing well. It's a foul. 23 minutes to go. Come on, Weghorst, you're not at Burnley now. We don't complain about free kicks. We'll get on with the game. I think subs are going to be key. Final 20 minutes here. Fred's coming on. Fred for Ericsson, 100%. Nailed on. What's the point of Weghorst? It's for his. Just because you're tall doesn't mean that you have to be good in the air. I think Weghorst's work rate, and he actually is a decent penalty box striker if we actually give him a chance. I mean, let's just introduce the word that we always introduced. Has Weghorst been in a graveyard shift? Yes, he has. Like most Man United strikers of the last 6 years, he's in a graveyard shift. He's had no service. Weghorst cannot be called a flop when he's not had any chances. I don't think he's had a chance in 2 games. So, you know, Weghorst's strengths are pressing from the front, which I think we've been very good at today, and he's good in the box if you can give him chances. But, you know, his hold-up play's been good. His defensive work from the front has been good. You can't judge him on his chances because he's not had any. We defended well again today. We've defended well. Apart from that one lapse on the back post, I think we've defended really well again. McTominay's always backing off players, says Jonas. And Goldbridge is academic genius with knockout power, says Sheriff. Okay. Weghorst build-up play has been brilliant, says Robert McCormack. Need more touches in the box, says Mott. I don't think we've had a shot in the box, apart from that Rashford one, which deflected. I think it will 100%. Fred's going to come on. I think it's 100% going to be for Ericsson. Get your thoughts in chat, but yeah, 100%. I imagine he's tired. Here's Saka again. Ericsson stands off him again. Bloody same scenario, but he's closer. Got to stop standing off Saka. That actually deflected as well. Actually, Ericsson did his job there. That's probably going in again as well. Another corner. So Fred for... I think it is for Anthony, isn't it? Yeah, fair play in the chat. You got it right. He's coming on for Anthony. I think Anthony lost his way in the second half. I thought he had a good first half. Got booked. Lost his way. He's faded, hasn't he? Yeah, I agree. So Fred should go into the midfield. Shaw needs to start backing off, says Spartacus. Good header by Varane there. There's one thing about United. I mean, Maguire was always very reliable in the air defending crosses, but we don't concede from crosses now because Varane's very good in the air. Here's Martinelli. And Varane's in there again, fast. So we're going to ask Eriksen to play 90 minutes. Interesting. Oh, McTominay. Not there. Zinchenko's all over the place at the moment, isn't he? We need a bit of an outball here. We are just moving into our shell a little bit. Hopefully Fred can give us a bit of something. But again, for the second game in a row, he needs to make attacking changes, and he hasn't got any attackers. The return of McFred, says SL. Will they bring Trossard on? Here's Tomiyasu. Cross is good. McTominay does well. No second ball. Gabriel. 18 minutes, 20 minutes to go. A lot of people in the chat saying get Garnacho on. Can we do it again? Can we catch Arsenal on the break like we did at Old Trafford and take all three? Tell you what though, good player, isn't he, Saka? I think some people don't really realise how good he actually is. Luke Shaw's been brilliant recently, and the fact that he's given him so much space says a lot. Easy catch for De Gea, that. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. It's on a knife edge here. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. Player ratings will be coming out very soon. I'm just going to check and see if they're out, actually. Not quite yet, but I'll let you know. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Start for your man of the match. I think defensively, yet again, United have been very, very solid. But I think we may have to do a little bit more here. Because it is Arsenal completely dominating at the moment. Tomiyasu, McTominay, get it out. Get it out. If in doubt, kick it out. We're going for the draw here now, says Tom. Well, remember, we did play on Wednesday night. I do sense that there's probably an element of tiredness going to creep in. A lack of options on the bench. McTominay is awful. Erik ten Hag needs to put Rashford up top, says Vincent. Luke Shaw, that'll be a foul. That new signing looks like a bloody bank manager. Yeah, this is. I just tweeted it there. I say it's such a shame we don't have great options on the bench, because I think, you know, Ten Hag has shown what he can do with a limited squad in a sense, and I think if he can just get you know, proper backing and build a proper squad, I think he will take us all the way to the top. To go to Arsenal and play like this, we you know, Arsenal fans might not want to concede it, certainly not in the heat of a battle, but I guarantee they will, in time, they will say that we're the best team they've played this season at the Emirates. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I know that's not an award and you don't get anything for that, but for us, I said this before the game, you want to come out of this game with progress, and this is progress. You know, it's always that fear of have we got another Brentford in us, you know, where we get battered, and I think we're moving further and further away from that, and I think we are growing as a footballing side, and you know, this is progress. Whatever happens in the next 15 minutes, we are progressing as a team. Oh, these players are starting to look extremely tired, says Yef. And enough with this, no attackers. Garnacho is struggling to get on. We have some options, maybe not the best, but they are there and deserve a chance. To Stuart Walker. Apparently Palestri's warming up. I'll give a shout out to the person who said that. Ken says Palestri's warming up. The game's in the balance. We can still win it. We can still win this game. It's there to be won. Rashford's offside. Give me some sneak. I love these metal containers because it keeps your drink cold forever. Like, my ice is still in there. It's probably very logical to everybody else, but I've never had a metal container before. I put that ice in there about 3 hours ago. It's still ice. Ice, baby. We're sponsored by Sneak, by the way. Links in the video description. Sneakenergy.com. Please use the code SneakBridge. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks delivered to your door. You can get the starter pack where you get 9 different flavours and a container to try it out. They also do 40 serving boxes you can go for straight away, or fizzy drinks. Please use the code SneakBridge. Partey, good tackle Martinez, and good tackle Luke Shaw. Yeah, please use the code SneakBridge. Nice layoff by Weghorst there, and the ball is there, and Ramsdale. Ooh, I tell you what, are we having a look? Are we having a look? No. Rashford goes down, and again, it's another ball that's perfection that Ramsdale doesn't get to, and a United player goes down. Second time that's happened today. Second time Anthony Taylor's said no dice. Can't be a penalty. It wasn't in the box, Faradon, but it could have been a foul. Not going to get given. Here's Saka at the other end. Be bloody typical if they do something. Back post again. And again, Martinelli's unmarked. We've dealt with the danger. But again, no marking on that back post. Martinez, man of the match. I wouldn't say no with a goal. I mean, Rashford scored a worldie, but in the context of man of the match, probably Martinez, yes. He has been brilliant. I haven't even shown the replay of the foul on Rashford, by the way. Would you consider giving Charlie McNeil some game time? Could be a surprise package, says Anash. He's not even on the bench, mate. Another corner to Arsenal here. Player ratings is open. I'll whack the link in the video description in a minute. Corner comes to the edge of the box. Zinchenko still pushing. Oh, what a tackle by Wan-Bissaka that was. It's been more than a decade that Arsenal Man United is considered a clash that would affect the title. Props to both managers, says Lee YS. Odegaard. Still 10 minutes to go here. Zinchenko beats McTominay. Now Martinelli. I'm surprised he's not. I'm actually surprised he's not brought Trossard on. Wan-Bissaka does well. Corner. Make sure these player ratings are there. Yes, they are. They're on the unitedstand.com, but I'll whack them in the link video description for you. Another corner for Arsenal here. Good punch by De Gea. They're still on the attack. Oh, he could have won a penalty there. Did Weghorst. Saka. Cross comes in. Little flick. Varane. Back post. Ooh. No, it's still in. Get up. McTominay. Clear it. We're battling now. The battle is on. It's a rearguard action. Kim Kardashian FC at the moment. Ugh. Xhaka goes down. De Gea punches. Should have caught it, David. Get it out. Would you take a draw now, says Lee? Probably. Because we're under a little bit of pressure here. Here's Martinelli. We need an out ball. We've got no out ball at the moment. We've got absolutely no out ball. We've given up on attack, and that's dangerous. You can't just sit and defend for 10 minutes. Got a good defence, United, but... Well played, Bruno. That's it. Carry it, Wan-Bissaka. Carry it, carry it, carry it. Changes in the chat. They're saying changes in the chat. Just can't get the second balls at the moment. And head injury to Bruno. Right, links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average star for your man of the match. Bruno's gone down at the moment, so I've also pinned it in the live chat for you. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average star for your man of the match. We'll go through that in the player ratings straight after this game, but it's hotting up a little bit now. Manchester United against Arsenal. It's 2-2. It's been a really good game, and is there to be a late winner here? Trossard does come on. Is the story set there? I bloody hope not. I think whatever happens, United have taken a major step forward today, and we want to be taking a result that is a step forward as well. But there is still time to go. I don't think there was anything in that Rashford incident with Ramsdale, to be fair. They're just playing it back now. Let's have a look at it. Bruno's ball is lovely. No. Ramsdale sort of gets out the way, to be fair. Luke Shaw. Fouls. He's off. Oh, no, he's not. He's on a yellow card. That's you lot. That's you lot. I thought he'd been booked in the first half. I was like, wow. Luke Shaw's been sent off. He's not been sent off. Don't worry. He's just picked up his first yellow card. Luke Shaw has not been sent off. Fourth yellow card for Luke Shaw. Doesn't matter because I think it's all been reset now. But still about 10 minutes to go here. Oh, first time I've actually started to feel a little bit nervous. The thing is, I don't see how we're going to win it at the moment because we've sort of given up on attack. I think we faded actually in the second half. I think we have faded in the second half. When you look at it across the half, we've not really been as progressive as we were in the first half, and been very, very reliant on the defence again. He's got to be offside. What a save by De Gea. He's got to be offside. Got to be offside. What a save by De Gea. Got to be offside though. That is point blank. Let's have a look at this. No, he's on. Oh, that's a great save by De Gea again. It is. He's not offside. From that close, and it's that close to his body, to pull that save out, magnificent. But Arsenal are pushing here. Zinchenko. They're pushing. There's options. Fred wins it. What a save, says Saul. Let's have a look at the stats. Good point. Where are we with the stats? Let's go. 57% possession, so it's gone up from half-time at 50-50. 22 shots they've had. 5 for us, but we've had 4 on target. They're still going again. Wan-Bissaka on that back post does okay that time. Clears it for a corner. Trossard's going to be on it. Just got to hold out here. Martinez wins the header, and De Gea will catch hold of that nice and comfortable. I don't know what's just happened there, but De Gea's just gone down. I think Nketiah's just stepped in front of him. I think that's called playing for time from David De Gea. Just using up a bit of time, that is. A bit of experience, because there's absolutely... yeah. This is a goalkeeper that... that's a good save, that is. Close to your body is not easy. I think some people think it's a better save when you stretch, but when the shot's close to your body, it's harder to save. Good save. I ain't got a problem with De Gea taking the dive there. It takes the pressure off the game, saves you 30 seconds. Here's Eriksen. Go on, keep going, mate. Have a shot. Oh. Nice to see us have a bit of a chance here. I mean, we might be helping. Somebody just said it's embarrassing from De Gea. It's called bloody playing the game, mate. Do you want him to get up and boot the ball back to Arsenal and we're back on the attack? Kills the game. It's brilliant. Feel like I've went back in time with this Van Gaal ball. What is Ten Hag doing? What's the point in having youth on the bench if you don't use them, says Juicy. No options, mate. No options. Wan-Bissaka's going to get booked here, I think. No, maybe not. On Saka. Genuine attempt to get the ball, ref. I wouldn't even book him, to be honest. I think we just ran out of energy second half. I think we've just got to make sure we get the result now. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I mean, the way this Premier League season's gone, I wouldn't rule out something late happening. But I'd certainly be disappointed if we don't get something out of this game now. Considering we've done it without Casemiro. Varane's been brilliant at the back as well. I think Varane and Martinez, yet again, for the how manyth time this season, have just been absolutely incredible. Unbelievable consistency. '88th minute. Go on, Fred. Nice. That's nice. That's nice. Come on. Find a pass. Bloody hell, Rashford. That was heavy. Getting nervous, everybody. Getting nervous now. We're nearly at the finish line. I'd love to win it, but I think you can visibly see he doesn't want to bring anybody on. You can see those players are tired. We're sort of in that position now where we're just holding on for a draw, and I can understand it in a certain sense, but you know, it'd be heartbreaking if Arsenal were to win it. They're on the attack here. You can sod off meowing as well, you bloody Arsenal fan. I fucking believe it. I don't fucking believe it. McTominay misses the tackle, and then we're just in. Well, he doesn't miss the tackle. Zinchenko, is he offside? Krut's back. Well, Wan-Bissaka's playing him on for the goal. That's onside. He's onside there. What about the Zinchenko pass? Oh, oh, oh. Now then. Come on, VAR. Come to Popper. Come on, VAR. This is it. No, show us the bloody line. They've deleted that line too quick. Show us the line. They showed us the line, and then they took it away. He's giving it. Oh, what a kick in the arse. I'm just going to say it. I'm gutted. He's got no bloody options. Why has he took Varane off? Oh, don't tell me Varane's injured as well. For fuck's sake. Don't do that. Is Varane injured as well? Oh, God. Harry Maguire will have a bloody happy face. I mean, what? He can't be injured, surely. Oh, fuck off. Just back off. Just bloody joke. He said, "Oh, it's apparently it might be attacking sub." Well, if it's an attacking sub, that's fine. But I'm rarely speechless, but I'm bloody speechless. I can't believe it. Oh, piss off! Piss right off! I always back Eric Ten Hag, but keeping Weghorst on, leaving us with absolutely no attack. He absolutely screwed us this game. Garnacho should have been on, says Alex. It's a repeat. It's a rinse and repeat of the Palace game, really. We were done at half time. You know, I know we equalised with Martinez, but we were done at half time. How long's he had been on here? Well, like I say, I'm very, very, very rarely out of options and very rarely out of things to say. But I mean, I suppose in some ways you can only commend the design. Well, he's giving it. That's it. Fuck off. I don't really know what to say. I mean, I think, you know, Arsenal winning it, they'll feel over the moon, and they certainly kept going for it and going for it and going for it. It's a bad day when you're letting Nketiah score 2 goals against you. I mean, he's an half decent young lad, but we shouldn't be letting that happen really. And I think I look back at the game, and well, I'm not going to do the match reaction now, but it's a fantastic win for Arsenal. I mean, at the end of the day, hopefully it stops Man City winning the league, but we've got to look after our own story, not Arsenal's story. And I think that we stopped being an attacking team at half time again for the second game in a row, and we became we're just constantly we're trying to build results on a defence away from home. And you know, when you're under pressure, we saw it against Crystal Palace. We saw it again today, 1 point from 6 away from home, because in the second half, I mean, where was Bruno in the second half again? He's just disappeared. Bruno's disappeared in the second half. You know, Anthony's had to come off again. Eriksen disappeared in the second half. It's the same as Palace in many ways. He's out of options. He's out of options, isn't he? I mean, people will say bring Garnacho on. You could bring Garnacho on, but exactly what I said was going to happen is now happening. We are running out of options. When Arsenal can bring players on like Trossard, we're running out of options, and you know, other teams aren't. And you know, 1 point from 6 after beating Manchester City. That's not a good return after you beat Man City. We're in a top 4 race. We're not in a title race, that's for sure. But 10-0 at Hague will understand you cannot hold on for long with continuous attack with McTominay on the pitch. You will learn quickly, says Jay. Well, look, we're going to go straight into the match reaction. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and I will see you on the match reaction. Player ratings are also in the live chat and in the video descriptions. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, and we'll pick this up. Lots to get discussing about, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes.